Bears. So that's the way we're all set up for this thing today. We do have a lot of Dolphin stuff to get to, man. I know some of it you're not going to like. I do know already some of it you won't like, but it has to be talked about. Listen, Chris Greer left us, and this not to bash him, left us in a really, really bad position. And I understand why. He didn't do it on purpose. Made a bunch of trades, got us a lot of high picks. Listen, we loaded up there. You remember all the 1s and 2s we had, right? We had 5 first-round picks in 2 years, and honestly, we didn't get enough either through injury or production. We didn't get, what we were hoping for. But they went for it. They thought they had enough. They added some pieces. They got aggressive trading. I don't need to go through the history lesson here of Tyreek and Jalen Ramsey and Bradley Chubb before the trade deadline. Grabbed him from the Denver Broncos and gave up obviously some really good picks to bring him in. And they're going, hey, and I was aboard. I said, hey man, this is the best team they've had. They're going for it. They're going to have to pay someday for all this, but they're going for it. They're going to try to make a run to break that string and get deep into the playoffs, and we didn't do it. So this is the first part, and you're wondering, well, where's the bad news? And I'm going to get into it in a second here. So you didn't win any playoff games. You set it up, right? You set it up. It looked good. It got off to a great start. It was looking good even towards the end of the season, and it didn't work. Injuries and other things and poor play. Let's not forget poor play, not just injuries. So with all those moves and all those extensions and redoing contracts and getting money up front, it affects the money on the salary cap going forward. It does. Meaning it's called dead cap money. Brandon Shores and his staff know about it. That's what he does. He's not a football guy. That's what he does. He's the money guy. And we're going to have a lot of dead money. We may have more. Kyle Krabs will join us later. But so besides trying to get through and see who can play and, win games and decide what you're going to do on the head coach and the quarterback and all that stuff, we don't have enough talent. I think we saw that. And second of all, there's going to be a lot of money that we can't use on the salary cap, basically, just so you know. And then they got to make more decisions. We got to make one, Tyreek Hill, good chance they release him. It's just a cold business. It's guy played his ass off while he was here, along with everything else you get with him, but he was a frontline receiver. He was. Bradley Chubb, when healthy, has been really good, but again, because of money, these guys after this season, they could be gone, and that's going to be a big cap hit. And there's another guy. And again, I just want to get this out there. We got 8 games left. We're getting ready for the Bills. Austin Jackson, who, again, in his year, like Tua, when that big year comes up where it's time to get a new contract, right? I got to play well. I got to play every game. I got to be durable. Austin Jackson did it. And he has missed a lot of games. 15 in 2022, 8 in 2024, and 8 so far in 2025. And I haven't seen him since the first game. Now, listen, again, I get it. He was playing well. They gave him the new contract. Thought it was a pretty good deal. Probably would have been. But part of this is, you got to be on the field. It's not just when you're on the field how you play, but you got to be able to play. And he has missed to the amount of games that's alarming, to the point we can't trust him. And he got the second contract. He got what every guy wants to get. He was a first-round pick. He got it. But I don't know when he's coming back. It doesn't sound like he's going to, be in Spain playing. I don't know, playing against the Buffalo Bills. So they got to lot of decisions to make, whoever the new GM will be, and all those things that go along. So it's just, I sat back yesterday and sitting there by myself, and that's when I usually have my best conversations, when I talk to myself. I really do get caught talking to myself. I don't know if any of you ever do that, where you talk out loud. My wife catches me all the time. Like, who are you talking? What, do you do that? By the way, you ever catch yourself talking to yourself?
Actually, my wife does that. I'm not a big one to do that, but she does.
She goes, "Oh my God, who are you talking to?"
I say, well, that's what I say. I go, yeah, I'm like, are you talking to me? Like, who are you talking to?
Oh, no.
Goes, no, I'm talking
I
to
got
myself.
something. I just wanted to hear what it sound out like out loud. It's really bothering me.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you tend to be a more talkative person.
Yeah. So, but it just, kind of just bounces back at me. So nobody gets mad when Joe talks to Joe. But I just looked at all this stuff and I just went, I get it. We made a run at it. And now we didn't get anything out of it. And when I say that, sure, you got some great games, and some games were fun to watch, and I can think of a bunch of them, and some games are some of the best passing games the league's ever seen. They were like really good games. Don't get me wrong. But the bigger goal for our fans and all of us is getting playoff wins. And we didn't get one out of that whole thing. All that money spent in free agency, all that money spent and extension spent, and everything spent. We just spent money like it was ours, and it wasn't. Stephen Ross's. And we didn't have anything to show for it. And now going forward, and again, I don't blame Mike McDaniel for this. Mike's just the head coach. He's not making final decision in the money and who gets and who doesn't. I mean, he may be up there jumping up and down as a cheerleader, but last time I checked, the head coach is not calling the owner to tell him, you're going to get me this guy this money. He needs to be here. Can't do that with head coaches. Get too close, too emotional with their players, too close to them, can't do it. They want to be their buddies. They have a different relationship. You got a coordinator background. I know. No, appreciate it. Thank you. I hear you. I know what you think's important. I got it. You've been doing this a couple years, the head coach. I get it. But I'm the GM. And it just didn't work. So now we got to clean it up, get as many draft picks as we can. That's why they're doing it. That's why Stephen Ross told the new GM, interim GM, Champ Bailey, go get him. Whatever looks good, run it by me. Let's see if it makes sense, and let's do it. So we'll see what happens today. We'll see what happens today. But the goal didn't work. Again, I remember sitting here going, this is the best team on paper we've had in 20 years, because I believed it. After the trades and all the draft picks that we're now going into years 2 and 3 and 4, it's just all set up. And then a big free agent class of, can Teron Armstead stay healthy long enough to get us, get it done at left tackle? And we were covering up in some cases whiffs on draft picks in some of these positions without getting into all that this morning. I could do a full show on this stuff, but I don't want to do it. But we're in a rough one. And so I don't know what happens today with Minkah Fitzpatrick. I don't know today what happens with Bradley Chubb. I don't know what happens with, I hear Rasul's names out there a lot. I don't know what's going to happen with him. So anyway, but this is where we are. And then the decisions on young guys who are injured, like Austin Jackson. What do you do? How many games do you miss? And he's a nice guy. I think he's a good player. I know his coach loved him when he had the one really good season in Mike's system. But again, he just can't play. He misses too many games.
Did you hit me with a nice guy there?
Yeah, I mean, just because I've talked to him. I didn't need to do that. You're right. It's a cold business. And by the way, this thing, it was only cold business for players. It needs to be cold business for everybody.
I got to tell you, it's crazy to hear you say that playoff streak. I mean, just unreal, man. Yeah. That they could go through this entire thing and end up basically right back where they started.
Wow. No, if not worse. Yeah, right now.
If not worse.
And
you got a long, and the worst part is, Joe, you got a long road ahead, man.
We are tied down to a QB's contract.
There is
like
no light at the
nobody's
end of the
business.
tunnel right now.
So anyway,
the big
go
problem.
get them all fired up. We'll sit back and see what you can do with the 8 games left. And
well, I think at this point, people, I know you don't want to root for the team to lose, but
oh no, there's going to be people. Woody, more than fair.
I
already
don't see what winning does at this point. But
you know what I did last night, Woody? Also, besides talk to myself,
did you look at the draft?
I
order?
did.
Okay.
I looked. No, not draft order. I looked at the Dolphin picks and where potentially they could be off of what you just said. Where you finish?
How we looking?
Well, we got 1 first-round pick. That's good.
Yeah.
One second-round pick. That's good because they're looking like high first and second-round picks. 3 third-round picks. 3 because we picked up another one from Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
We got 1 4, 1 5. We lost our 6 of the Giants on our tight end who's injured, and a 7th-round pick.
Okay. We don't know who's going to be making those picks.
More to come. No. That's, by the way,
we'll figure that out later.
We'll figure that. To be determined. To be determined on that one, man. So anyway, and meanwhile, got a bunch of guys coming home. Gregory Rousseau and Joey Bosa and James Cook.
How many seasons have we done this over your time with this team?
Oh my God! I've been here for every
draft order.
I have
draft
sat
picks. We're like midway through the season.
I have sat in this chair for all of these. It's been going on 25 years of the highs and lows, and thinking we got something, and maybe, and we tried it all different ways, and it just we haven't come up with a formula. There hasn't been stability. It's just, and you see the teams that do it, right? You see the handful of teams. Now, look, some of those teams haven't gotten to the promised land of winning a Super Bowl, but they look like even Baltimore, who just beat us up. But Baltimore, who's having a rough year, is one of the teams. They just, you figure from the top down, they just got it figured out, man. They do. And Buffalo, because of the quarterback, they got it figured out, man. They got to figure. You know what their debate is? Who's better, Mahomes or Josh Allen? That's their debate. That's as far as they go. They know they got their guy.
As we sit here today, you going quarterback first round, regardless like what happens here.
By the way, I
know it's a weak class.
No. I looked in the first 3 picks in some mock drafts. Had 3 quarterbacks. Yeah. So everybody's still hungry.
Sold on any of them. I mean, maybe Mendoza, but
they're all hungry for quarterbacks. I got to tell you, if this Mendoza kid goes first overall, and because he is a local guy, yes, he's 24 touchdowns, 3 picks. His team's undefeated. And he's just gotten better and better and better. And by the way, he's tall. He can see over everybody. You'll never hear him in a press conference.
Oh, that's good.
You don't have him in a press conference going, all those guys are really tall playing in front of me on both sides.
Well, that's half the battle.
Anyway, we've got a lot of stuff to get to here, Woody. I wasn't trying to be a downer to everybody.
You're not being a downer, man.
No.
This is not a fun day. Look, when you're a seller at the deadline, it's never a good situation. We're like, what do you got? Another half of the season to go?
Yeah, we got.
Watch his team get their brains beat in. Like
we have 8 left, and they're going to have a chance to win 4 or 5 of those games. They'll have a chance just by who's on their schedule
to win every one of them. Joe,
don't they have? We have Cincinnati on the con. You know what? Could be 48-46. We've got the Saints. We got the Jets.
Like I said, I'd rather lose.
I know you would. I'm just telling you. But that's not going to be what Mike McDaniel, after having his talk with the owner.
Winning doesn't really accomplish a whole lot at this point.
No, you're right.
I don't want any momentum going into
I get it. For those of you who feel that way, I get it, man. If you just like, hey, can you lose? You want to lose pretty though, right? Like lose, keep them close, lose late. You don't.
Joe,
I don't want to get.
I don't think it matters what I want. I think Buffalo's going to come in here and beat the hell out of them. I don't think it matters what any of us want.
Probably not a great matchup off of what
we saw last week.
No. Hey, we got to go to break here. We've got a lot of news to get to here. Heat playing late last night and get a 1-point win. I just got to tell you what, man. Saw the highlights this morning. Clippers coming back late in that game, had a chance, had a last shot, and came up short. Bam with 25 and 10. Norman Powell with 21. Nuggets coming up on Wednesday. And we'll get into some more news. A lot of other stuff going on, including some Hall of Fame news. What are we going to do with that group of Hall of Famers that nobody wants to talk about. Anyway, I want to talk about Atlantic Men's Clinic since we're going to talk about that. ED low T, not hitting home runs, just ED and low T. I want to let you know, man, Atlantic Men's Clinic, boy, it can help you if your energy level is low and you know you have low T and your sex drive is gone or damn near gone and things aren't going well for you in both those. All of a sudden, remember I used to be really active, come home, he had all that energy and all that energy on the weekend. And hey, let's go for a walk down on the beach, or hey, we're getting ready to take a vacation. Let's get in shape. All of a sudden you lose your energy and go, maybe tomorrow. I'm going to sit around and you know what happens. So you're eating the same amount of food, but you're not staying active. It's called the 20-pounder. That's what we all gain when you're not active. And then on top of that, the sex drive part, that got me. That's a big one. Oh my God, I had full-blown ED and low T. Atlantic Men's Clinic. Thank you so much. Best thing I ever did was set up that first appointment, meet with them, have the T, the PSA test, get everything done, meet with their professional staff, put me on a program. The Atlantic Men's Clinic program. It's fantastic. Great results, super fast for you. Hey, if you want to get more out of life, it happens to every guy out there, by the way. Even guys laughing at me right now about this topic. I can't believe he's talking about this. ED and low T happen to every guy out there. White, black, brown, yellow, doesn't matter. Everybody's going to get hit with it. Nobody goes through life without it. If they tell you that, it's a real bad, naughty lie. 7 locations in South Florida serve you. A brand new one in Hollywood. It's fantastic. 877-455-7300 or visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. Do it today.
Today's top
the way to avoid those tough decisions. You can avoid those if you're hitting on all cylinders and winning football games. We just lost this past week, and if we want to make that a little easier on ourselves, we just win football games that we have the ability to, that instead of losing them. So we control the controllables. My feelings and my reaction are kind of that's the best way I can describe my reaction, my feelings. But the focus has to be and will continue to be our football team relative to the next opponent, which is the Buffalo Bills this week.
All right, Mike McDaniel speaking yesterday, and listen, he had to talk, and he was going to be asked about what happened with Chris Greer being gone and his quarterback, his team, his situation. He's asked about all that yesterday. This football thing, look at, man, for every guy out there, it's for the college and the pros both. We've seen more college football coaches fired. Whatever the expectations were, damn near every guy. There is a record amount of D1 coaches that have already been fired. And there's still, a good month and a half left in the season. And they're just going, nope, you're not working out. It's a cold business. It's really cold for players. Really cold. And because it's bottom line, right? It has to do with production. It has to do with money. If you get injured, you might as well play poorly. It doesn't matter because you're not durable. And then, hey, we got to get younger. So, guys don't play. Most guys don't play a long, long time because of all these things. It's a cold business. It just is a cold business. Chris was taken very well care of. Chris was in this organization for 26 years. He's fine. He's good. He's good when he sits back. Nobody likes to get fired, but he's good. He made a lot of money. He's set. It's not like he's going, holy smokes. Some of you out there have been fired and going, what the hell? I got to do something right away. I got bills. Chris is good. I want to get that out of the way. And second of all, Mike's job has been made very clear by the only person that counts. Nothing against the fans. Fans, they want to watch it, and and again, if it gets ugly against Buffalo, and I can guarantee you thought Baltimore had a lot of fans. What do you think Buffalo's going to do in case you haven't been out there? Buffalo's going to they got a real good team. They got one of the best running backs, one of the best quarterbacks. They're pretty damn good. They're going to have a lot of their fan base down here for a nice long weekend and our beautiful weather. No question. There are going to be a lot of them. Matter of fact, you can go, what's the room over there, Woody? Again, I always forget on the water that all the Panther players go. Elbow room. There are going to be a lot of them because Buffalo's adopted the elbow room along with the Panthers. So there'll be a lot of them out there all weekend. You can see them out there drinking a lot of cold beer, looking at the ocean and our beautiful weather that we have. But Mike's job is to win games. He's been told, get as much as you can out of Tua. He made it clear, not even thinking about benching Tua. With all the things going on right now, not even a concern. He's got to get more out of Tua, though. He's got to get Tua playing better or the most out of him that he can to go with everything else. And then we'll see what happens today. Today is if you're just joining us, NFL trade deadline, 4 p.m. today in the afternoon. And interim general manager Champ Bailey is working the phones, taking calls on the phone all day yesterday, I'm sure, with pretty much anybody on this team you could get, honestly. I'm guessing there's probably 4 or 5 guys that you can't have, probably. But outside of that, a lot of guys are, if you want it, we can get a draft pick. We're going to take it. We have, I believe, 8 draft picks right now. We picked up another 3rd-round pick yesterday, And there is no question the Dolphins like to pick up another draft pick or two as well. And then, hey, you can do it later as well. Try to pick up some more draft picks around the draft and all those other things when everybody's looking to wheel and deal and get things done. Something else I wanted to talk about this morning. By the way, we'll have Omar Kelly and Kyle Krabs both join us here. Omar will join us in the early 7 o'clock hour. We'll talk to Omar, who's been obviously very busy, plus a little time, I think, for a little nightlife from my scouting report, enjoying himself.
Not from me.
No, not from you. You didn't tell me that.
Don't dive into his personal life.
No,
right?
I'm not going to do
life.
that. Of course I'm going to do that.
Hey, looked like he's having a good time.
No, hey, good for him. So we got this thing in baseball. It's been going on for years. It's been going on since damn near I got in this business in the morning. What does the Hall of Fame? We got a couple committees. Everybody knows, right? Certain amount of years you're on the ballot early on to get on, and certain amount of votes you need, and all that, and percentages. And then they have another committee later on where you can make a run at it again. So this year, Barry Bonds is going to be on that list, and Roger Clemens are on that list. Listen, man, at some point, there's a batch of them going to be on. What are you going to do? We're in 2025. Barry Bonds, Alex Rodriguez, Roger Clemens, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, Rafael Palmeiro, Manny Ramirez. Pudge Rodriguez somehow beat the system and got in. God bless him. One of the great cheats himself, no question about it. Anyway, he got in, though. He got away from it, was able to stay out of the books, stay out of the two, out of Balco, and what was the name of ours out here? Biogenesis, yeah.
How many of those guys actually got caught, though?
Pudge didn't get caught.
Like Barry Bonds Bonds did not get caught.
Pudge got off McDonald's. Remember that? He was eating fast food. He said he got off that.
But Barry didn't get caught, did he? I think it's just assumed because his head blew up like a watermelon.
No. They did get him, and he said he was mad at his trainer, his personal trainer. No.
Did they, though?
Yeah. No, by the way, nobody's body changed more than Barry Bonds.
No, his head.
Barry Bonds is the only guy to figure out how to put some of his biggest numbers together in his mid 30s to late 30s. No, and hit home runs like we've never seen.
The picture from his rookie card is kind of funny.
Yeah. So anyway,
look, man, we have been doing this conversation every year that I've worked with you.
If we're just going by numbers, every one of those guys that I mentioned should be, whether they hit 300, had 3,000 hits, had 500 plus home runs, had 3,000 strikeouts, won a zillion games. There's a lot. And I probably left some guys out. And then we got the Pete Rose gambling thing, which is a little different than the steroids.
I'll tell you what I tell you every year, Joe. Just get them in there, get this over with. So you don't have to talk about it. We should be talking about that World Series, not the steroid guys again.
Well, the Hall of Fame's kind of a big deal. Like, hey, that guy's a Hall of Famer. He's not a Hall. We you know what? It is funny because we look at, like, we got guys on the Dolphins, and I go, damn, he's a Hall of Fame. That guy's a Hall of Famer, and he didn't change. He just finally got in, and you look at him. He's got the different jacket he wears, but. Yeah, so we've got all these guys who I think we all had a chance. I know my age group got a chance to see them all. Hell, we go back with, remembering Willie and Willie play out in San Francisco. And, all the greats. I don't go back to Babe Ruth like Woody always accused me of seeing Babe Ruth play. But, so we got this situation. And it's going to be a big story if they don't get in or they do get in. It'll be a huge story if they get in, because what it does is going to open the floodgates somehow if they change and they let those two guys in. By the way, not two of the nicest human beings in the world, Roger and Barry.
No.
Some of those other guys, I think, good guys. Alex, Mark McGwire, Sammy. I don't know about Rafael Palmeiro. After Rafael Palmeiro did that thing with the Congress and got kind of busted there, he took off. Nobody knows. He's to parts unknown right now, Rafael Palmeiro, who's a Miami kid.
I don't know. What's the difference anymore at this point?
Like, and then there's Manny, just wants to be Manny.
Yeah.
All great hitters. I mean.
You can't tell the story of the game without those guys.
No. Hey, man, some of the greatest times we had in baseball, let's be honest, man, I got caught up in it. Not only did I get caught up in it.
When that happened, but did you, when those guys were doing that, I'm guessing everyone knew they were.
I didn't know. You know what I was told? No, I was around, and by the way, I was around a team that had a bunch of steroid heads on that Marlins team, and they said, hey, man, it's not like when the guys we were all told, a long time ago, Willie Mays and those guys were told, hey, man, don't lift weights. It'll mess up your swing. It'll mess up your arm. So those guys never lift the weights.
So you just thought they were lifting weights?
They were all lifting after games, before games. They those guys, I started seeing guys, hey, man, I'm almost done lifting weights. I'll be out. And I was like, wow, you guys lift a lot, man, because they play baseball. Hell, some weeks they play 7 in a row, but, 6 for sure. And so I didn't know. But again,
but you enjoyed watching it.
I did. And don't go by me, because sometimes I give everybody the benefit of the doubt until, I hear that all the time. Like, you couldn't read what he was trying to do to you. I go, no. He's scamming you, Joe. He's scamming you.
Well, you knew something. Who was the guy you said you watched hitting the upper deck? Was that McGuire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all up there. Wasn't just me. That's the only time I've done a live shot for NBC was they put me up there. They called to make sure he's going to do batting practice. One of those rainy days in the stadium. Yeah. If it was raining, there was no batting practice. And they go, hey, he's going to take batting practice today.
So they put you up there so you get hit by a ball.
And by the way, just getting all the equipment up there and everything, and he was pelting them all over. I mean, he did not disappoint. Hey, right now, and I've got my camera guy keeping an eye on me. McGuire's he's setting them. You're talking about upper deck. I'm not talking down low in left field. I'm talking upper deck left field, high up left field. I don't know how far that was, but he's hitting bombs.
Not a lot of guys were hitting him up there.
No. I did. Another guy I saw Jose Canseco batting practice with Tampa Bay.
Been good.
Another bomber.
Yeah.
The one I haven't seen that they tell me is unbelievable, Shohei Ohtani at the World Baseball Classic.
I think we saw him. Yeah, he obviously.
He hits home runs anyway. Yeah. I mean, it's not like you need to see a batting practice. Hey, Woody, so I know I don't have...
Guy down here used to hit him a mile. Stanton
hit him a country mile. Yes.
He's a big dude.
Big, strong, no question.
Judge hits him.
Judge hits him.
Judge gets his money's
I don't know if anybody hits him like Stanton, though. Stanton's biggest problem is not hitting home runs, just running to first without pulling a muscle. Hey, right now I want to talk to you about hurricane season, man. And I don't know if we're done or not, but boy, our island just got pounded. And hope people in Jamaica and the Bahamas and Cuba and everywhere else, man, hope everybody's okay. If you have family. And all we can do here, man, is, if we got lucky again this year, hopefully, protect your home with Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing. If you need to get it done, Loctite would sure like to get in on it for you. They'd like to get involved. Whether you got an old leaky roof, replace your old roof now and you can pay later, Loctite Impact offers the highest quality roofing materials with lifetime warranty plus thousands of 5-star reviews. Save big on their legendary state-of-the-art Impact Windows and Doors. Impact Windows as low as $6 per window per month installed. Don't wait for the next storm. Visit LoctiteImpact.com. Again, LoctiteImpact.com or call 954-500-LOCK. They got a great staff that answers the phone, very knowledgeable to get you started, help you out, very competitive prices covering all of South Florida. Again, Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing. Welcome back. Not to beat up this Hall of Fame thing and the steroid guys and some of the biggest names, and that's a black eye that baseball and this commissioner and the committees and writers are going to have to deal with on what they do going forward with it. But it doesn't take away from the numbers. They're there. You can see them. The great moments, and some of those guys are just, if you just go by their numbers, some of the greatest players of all time. Barry Bonds, everything aside, 3 or 4 greatest players of all time. He did everything. Alex Rodriguez, one of the greatest players of all time. Some of the other guys, either great hitters or great power hitters. And obviously, when you talk about some of the great pitchers of all time, you've got to look at Roger Clemens and what he was able to do. So anyway, I was just thinking we're during the break talking about just going back. And now a lot of this stuff for me happened at Candlestick Park growing up. That was a big deal for me. And going early, my dad wanted to go early and watch batting practice. I had a father, man. And when he got off, if we were going, we were going. Like, we were going to double headers. He was getting his money's worth. We're sitting in the cheap seats. Candlestick Park was friggin' cold for that second game, but we were watching batting practice. He wanted to get the whole thing in. So we go early and got to see some, great players. Dave Kingman, just thinking of some of the great power hitters, and obviously getting a chance to see the end of Willie Mays' career and all that stuff. Anyway.
That's why I don't get why Marlins Park's always so empty, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not the biggest baseball fan in the world, Joe, but I love taking my son out there.
Well, I got news for you. The Shohei Ohtani, when I got a call at the World Baseball Classic, they're talking about Shohei Ohtani's batting practice. I mean, Joe, he's hitting this ballpark looks like a Little League ballpark when he's swinging the bat, which we see, right? When he hits them, he hits them everywhere. They're gone. They're not like barely getting over the fence.
Well, he hits them in the upper deck.
Yeah, he hits.
I mean, he was hitting them. Yeah,
he hit that one that looked like it was ready to leave Dodger Stadium not too long ago. Anyway, hey, we got a lot of other stuff. We got a lot of football stuff going on. We got the trade deadline. We got the Heat getting one late last night against the Clippers. Bam, 25-10. Norman Powell back. Good to see him back with 21. And getting back after it. By the way, got the Nuggets coming up here in a couple of, tomorrow, actually play the Nuggets tomorrow. And last night, the Dallas Cowboys at home, a terrible loss to Arizona Cardinals.
What is wrong with their owner? The Cowboys, like he went on a radio show yesterday and was like, "We made a trade. We'll let you know later." And like, what is he doing?
I'll tell you what. There's a guy that you can't feed that ego enough. We've never had.
Is that the biggest sports ego you've seen?
Not George Steinbrenner will get votes, but nothing like this guy.
Yeah.
And George, I knew you were going to ask me that. George Steinbrenner, right? Didn't that pop up right away?
Mm-hmm.
Right? George would jump, and George would jump on his guys, jump on his manager. I mean, some of those documentaries are phenomenal.
That thing he got into with Micah Parsons was like, that was wild.
Yeah, and he can't let it go.
Yeah, I know.
They ask him, and he doesn't take the high road. He's like talking about him lying on a table and like, but Jerry, you own this team. It's worth more than any other team, no matter how you guys play. Whether you end up having another crappy season, you're still going to be, the value of the Dallas Cowboys is going to go up. Nobody's even close to it in any professional sport in the world. Nothing comes close to the Dallas Cowboys. But that ego, that's just not enough for Jerry Jones. He does his press conference first, which is weird. After every game, why does he have to do that? There's not another GM or president that talks or owner after the game, and then the coach has to answer the questions or whatever the owner just said, putting you in one of the most awkward. I mean, that job's tough enough anyway. Mm-hmm. That thing's got pressure, You be on a blood pressure pill. You be on every pill possible if you take that job. But this guy, man, he just Woody. That ego, that is owner ego at a different level for sure. What Jerry Jones. I'll tell you what, every time I see what he does, I go, man, It all makes sense, Jimmy. You're down in the Keys, and it all makes sense to me, brother. You don't have to sell me on anything. I totally get it. You're going to work for that guy for a limited amount of time. Hey, we got a lot more stuff to get to. 7 o'clock hours coming up. Omar Kelly's going to join us. We'll get you caught up on some more Dolphin stuff. We'll hear from Mike McDaniel, who spoke yesterday. And there was a lot to talk about with 8 games left, with the Buffalo Bills coming to town, fresh off their win over the Kansas City Chiefs. Right now, I want to talk to you about the main man, Anthony Caliendo. He's got a message. Hey, if you're a business owner, and you're starting to feel all the stress and the headaches, and they're getting to be too much. You've had it for a long time. Your business has been good for you and your family, but it's just gotten to the point you're just tired of being tired and everything. The stress of the job, employees, competition, and everything else. Hey, if you think you're ready to sell the business, sit down with the main man, Anthony Caliendo, with the Business Broker Experts. He's the best business broker in the entire state of Florida. He doesn't just list businesses, he packages businesses to sell. And that's really what makes him the best. Florida's booming. A lot of people relocating to South Florida right now, and with that, they're looking to buy businesses just like yours. Big or small, doesn't matter. Specialized, doesn't matter how specialized it is. He has the buyers. Now, here's the deal. Smart owners always ask, what's your end game, right? What's your end game? What's your exit strategy? What's going to be? Well, listen, he understands you put a lot of time and sweat into your business, and he is ready to help you out. Anthony's got a program called the Biz Exit Experts Advisor Program. And listen to this. It can help you increase your business value by up to 71% or more before you even list or sell it. You didn't even know. Well, he'll explain it all to you. Sit down with him. The main man, Anthony Caliendo. Dial up 1-800-THE-MAIN-MAN. That's 1-800-THE-MAIN-MAN. Talk to him directly. That's right. You'll be dealing with him from start to finish. He'll flip your biz and cash you out in a big way. 1-800-THE-MAIN-MAN.
This update is brought to you by Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito or lowest price. Visit us at Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com. Starting with hoops, and the Heat will beat the Clippers 120-119. Bam led the way with 25 points and 10 rebounds. Miami will continue their road trip tomorrow night in Denver. And the Canes beat Jacksonville 86-69 in their season opener. Next up, Miami will host Bethune on Thursday night. Over to the Panthers, will head out west to take on the Ducks. The puck drops at 10. The game can be heard here on WQAM. And in the NFL Week 9 wrapped up with the Cardinals beating the Cowboys 27-17. Week 10 begins on Thursday with the Broncos and Raiders. And the NFL trade deadline is today at 4 p.m. The Joe Rose Show continues now.
Conversations happen every single year. Sometimes there's more reports than our actual reality. Oftentimes that's the case. But you're always having conversations. You're always ready for whatever turn. You're ready for the terms of other teams to hit you with a blind side. And so whether or not I expect it, I'm always expecting the unexpected. So you're ready for whatever. We haven't made a major move because it hasn't made sense for the Miami Dolphins as we kind of have collectively derived. So, but does that mean there won't be something? Who knows? That's partially our control, partially other teams, and we'll do business as we know it to be done, which is do the best thing for the Miami Dolphins, both short and long term.
All right, Mike McDaniel talking about the trade deadline today. Listen, man, if on behalf of Mike and everybody else, if they get the right draft picks, there'll be a couple of guys gone today. If they get the right draft pick, starting with Minkah Fitzpatrick, they will dump Minkah Fitzpatrick, not dump him, trade him in a heartbeat if they can get the right draft pick for him. There is no question. Probably the same with a couple of other guys on that team too. If they get the right, they got all those young safeties, talking about that and playing a lot of the young guys. But yeah, they're not done. I agree with them, though. They're taking calls. They're listening. They're talking, telling everybody what they want, seeing if they get back to them and how badly they want a couple of these Dolphin players. And meanwhile, Mike's taking what he has and what's healthy enough and trying to win games, stay competitive, especially, with the teams you have a chance to beat. So that was Mike yesterday. And listen, that had to be an awkward one. You've been working with Chris Greer since you got here. He's gone. I know he liked Jaelen a lot. And he got traded. Got for a third-round pick. Matter of fact, Dolphins now have 3 third-round picks in this upcoming draft, if you're curious. First, a second, 3 threes, a 4, 5, and a 7 to be exact, at 8 picks with that. But anyway, you're starting to hear, and you're going to hear this a lot, rebuild. It is. It is. It's slowly going to be. We tried something, and it didn't work. We tried. We tried. The problem is when you try and you make the trades you made and you load up on the draft picks and a big free agent class. Had that one year, had a lot of money, the Teron Armstead year of free agents. You brought in and on paper, man, after you made those trades and everybody's looking, going, damn, this roster looks pretty good, man. We haven't, and you look, and most of the guys been around, including I've been around doing the games for 21 years and been around the team the whole time. So, man, this roster is one of the best rosters, most balanced rosters we've had after they made the trades for a top-notch cornerback, a top-notch pass rusher, and a top-notch wide receiver. Kansas City let go, Tyreek Hill. So put that all together, all those draft picks. Remember all the 1s and 2s we had? I don't want to break it down today. It's not not the day to do it. But we tried. We tried it for a couple years. We got some winning records, which, look great on bios. We made the playoffs, but it's not, everybody's tired of hearing about playoffs. No, don't put in your bio, we had a winning record. No, nobody cares. Nobody cares you had a winning record. Nobody cares that you played in a wild card game and lost on the road. Nobody cares. Win some playoff games. That's what this is about. I don't even say Super Bowl. God bless. I played in the last Super Bowl 19, 49ers, Marino and Montana. Last time this organization's been to that game. Nobody wants, don't bring up, and we're talking Super Bowl. We ought to take that part of the song out.
There's only one way this happens, and happens quickly, is if you hit on a first-round quarterback that can change your entire franchise.
That's a big part of this.
That's the only way, man. Unless this is gonna be a long process here.
So they got to get that taken care of. And by the way, that is a tricky one. That is a tricky one because everybody's been talking about the money. Mike made it very clear yesterday, and he should. Hey, listen, I would too. Let me tell you, if I'm Mike McDaniel and I just had that talk, and I don't know which way it's going to go after that game. We just got our butts kicked. Just looked terrible against the Ravens, went up and down the field, got 2 field goals out of the game. And now you're going to have that talk with Stephen Rush. You have no idea how it's going to go. You know it's coming. And here he is Friday, and it's going, Mr. Ross on the phone, Mike, and you take it. Mike's got to be thinking I'm gone, right? Mike's got to be thinking Friday morning after that Thursday night game, like, that's third time we've been blown out. And that's not improvement, what we just put on the field. And he says, hey, Chris is gone, but you're staying. And I want to see a competitive team. I want to see us get better because I want to give you every chance. I really like you. I like some of the things you're doing. We got to win, or we got to show improvement as a team. And if I was in that situation, I can tell you, I'm not putting out my second or third string quarterback because the guy gives me the best chance to win. And by the way, the guy I kind of jumped up and down like a cheerleader when to get that contract done on that extension. Not that I had final say. I was just really in favor of it. Is Mike McDaniel. Went to bat hard for Tua. He got it. So it's like, okay, you wanted him. You said he's a franchise quarterback. He's the guy. Now we got to see it. Because we haven't seen it. We didn't see it last year. He missed 6 games. We haven't seen it. Even a healthy guy who's playing a lot more careful, to put it nicely. He's taking what everybody said. You got to stay healthy. So he's not being reckless. But he's not playing a high enough level. He doesn't look like the guy from 2023. Now, I know some of the guys that he had in 2023 aren't playing on this team. But he doesn't look and throw the ball the same way. He doesn't. Maybe you think he does.
So if you're going to go that route, you're going to take the first round quarterback. Does that mean you cut bait with Mike in the offseason as well? Unless I don't know what you think of him, Joe. If you think he's a good coach, I think he's probably a good offensive coordinator.
Oh, I think Mike's always going to have a job as a coordinator.
I just don't know. And unfortunately, I think, he had an approach, right, of player-friendly and player-led, whatever.
I'm still not sure. I'm not convinced that works, by the way.
Well, I don't think it does, is what I'm saying. I don't think it works, and I think
it works when everything's good.
Well, it seems like the players took advantage of him, right? And they kind of walked all over him, and, they're late, and they're not taking stuff
I give
seriously.
them credit, though. They kept that late thing quiet. They did a real good job of guys going to the mall. And
until Tua brought it up after a loss.
No. That was the second time around.
The second time around.
That was
sorry.
That was secondary meetings.
But but the thing was, I thought they fixed it in the off season, right? And that's the whole thing. But you can't change that kind of stuff.
I think the late meeting thing was the player only meetings. Those aren't mandatory, and I know everybody puts those together with Mike calling a meeting at 9 a.m, or and guys showing up at 9:30. That's different than a player only meeting later, where hey, let's get our guys together. And from what I was told by the best source, a very good source. That was one group that was having problems, and it wasn't even to his group of guys that were late. And he got up there, and something made he decided he was going to talk on another group. But he did that generic comment and made it look like the whole team's showing up when they want. And that's the problem that you would think after all these years, and some of the stuff Tua has come out with this year in press conferences. Either I literally just, and my phone rings, you're not going to believe what he said today. He's too short. You're not going to believe what he said today. Guys don't show up on time for meetings. You're not going to believe what he said today. And I'm like, oh my God, what else? Just answer the questions. Whatever they tell you, just stick to it. Just stick to it. That's all. Just stick to it. Stick to it. Game's tough enough, man. Just play. Don't worry. Let's stop talking about finally, you know what? I think we finally got guys to stop talking about those player-only meetings. That thing needed to take a timeout. That was getting old, too. The player-only meetings.
All of it's exhausting.
It's just like,
everything
okay.
they say after the game's leadership.
I'll get the leadership council.
It's all exhausting, man.
Leave that to elementary schools and stuff where they have that. We're going to have our leaders of the school come here. We'll be meeting with the principal today. I don't want to hear football.
But Joe,
you can use one or two of those a year. We had them too. And I was asking, I asked the guys, and I don't remember anything about it. They don't usually work.
Maybe I'm wrong about this, but I really do think they need significant changes over there, and I don't think that just getting rid of Chris is going to do that.
Oh, no. By the way, the front office guys, what do you think they're thinking? Their number one guy is gone. Their number one guy is gone. And the other thing is, I'm guessing Stephen Ross knows about the dead money and the shape we're in going forward. Whew. All right. Hey, listen, we've got Omar Kelly going to join us. We'll talk to Omar. I mean, I just, this thing right now is, it's taken we're in a different lane right now from trying to win games, and it's got a lot of other parts to it. No question about him. New interim general manager. One of your players is gone. We'll see what happens by 4:00 today at the trade deadline. Right now, let's talk about something before we get to Omar Kelly. It's very important. Dr. Berry and his staff had a great talk with Dr. Berry, man. I really did. We were just talking about going through the highs and lows of life for men, man. And Dr. Berry and his staff, of course, we're talking about Recovery Unplugged, and we're always talking about game changers on the field. Here's one for your mental health. And listen, it's normal. Guys get off the road. Some of you haven't, and good for you that you're stable and things have been good. Boy, I'll tell you what, I feel like I've been through the circle of life here, on and off the road, in funks and back again and everything else. Recovery Unplugged and their behavioral health has a beautiful mental health residential program in Fort Lauderdale. For 12 years, they've helped over 20,000 people heal with expert clinical team and their innovative treatments like this ketamine therapy for depression, anxiety, and trauma. If you or someone you love needs a winning strategy in a little bit of a bummer right now, a little downer, call 954-737-4508 or visit recoveryunplug.com. Everyone, and I mean everyone, deserves a great season in life. Let's get it back where you get one of those. Recovery Unplugged. Heal out loud.
WQ
in football that I think the way to avoid those tough decisions, you can avoid those if you're hitting on all cylinders and winning football games. We just lost this past week, and if we want to make that a little easier on ourselves, we just win football games that we have the ability to, that instead of losing them. So we control the controllables. My feelings and my reaction are kind of that's the best way I can describe my reaction, my feelings. But the focus has to be and will continue to be our football team relative to the next opponent, which is the Buffalo Bills this week.
Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel there. It's time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441. Between Hollywood and Sheridan, ToyotaofHollywood.com.
All right, Woody, the uncontrollable Omar Kelly, Miami Herald Dolphins columnist, joins us this morning. Omar, how you doing?
That would be an accurate way to describe it. Yeah.
Hey, so Omar, you expect any more trades today? Minka Fitzpatrick's name's been out there. Sounds like they've talked to him. If we get the right deal, you okay leaving and going to a competitive team? You think something happens there?
I think something happens there. I think something happens with Chubb. Dallas has already talked about they've got a couple of trades on the table. I wouldn't be shocked if either of those players ended up in Dallas. Jerry's just not ready to pull the trigger because I guess he's still going for Trey Hendrickson and Max Crosby. It's a yard sale. I don't know why people call it a fire sale because I don't get fire sale. Do we have fire sales? Like it's a yard sale. It's a clearance sale. Like you want it, come get it.
Yeah. No. Just about everybody on the team for the right draft pick, you can have.
Yep.
You're right. I mean, we're a little thin at some positions where they're going, hey, we need.
I don't even know if it matters, Joe, because if they trade Minka, they're probably going to have to add a safety. But at this point, what do you care?
Yeah. So, anything surprise you the last few days that happened with the team? Did you think Mike was going to make it after the Ravens game? Or did you think it was going to be Chris coming from the top going down?
Oh, I did not think – honestly, I did not think it was going to be Chris. I knew Chris would be removed from, making football decisions, but I didn't know that he was going to be, mutually parting ways or exit the program.
Let go.
They don't like that term, especially when you get your whole salary. That did surprise me, but I get it. I understand it, Joe. Do you know I'm probably on my fourth friend who has told me that they're canceling season tickets. They're not renewing. They've lost interest. I've got friends who say who I know they watch every second of Dolphins football. Who are like, I'm not even watching. I don't.
Yeah, no, I've got it. I've got it too. I got it from family. Even the family down here said, I'm done. I'm just. Yeah. I'm done. What do we do? I get that. What are we doing? I'm done.
It's not even what are we doing. It's I don't care. And I've always told fans, Steve Ross's worst nightmare is apathy, is the fans not caring, and all of these people who are responsible for, getting the season tickets renewed. They're just being hung up on. They're just being told, when you fire Mike, you call me back. Where I'm not, and one guy was like, he's had his tickets for 20 years. He's got the greatest seats. He's like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah. Hey, so Omar, because I get this now, and this is probably number one question: is Mike going to make the cut after this season? I think he's definitely here for the season, but you think he's back for next year?
I wouldn't even guarantee that he's here for the season. I'm still watching the bye week. Buffalo. I'm sorry, you can't lose to Baltimore, Buffalo, Washington, especially in an embarrassing fashion. And I think that could potentially be what happens. And then return. Now the question is who would be the interim coach. I don't think Mike is safe. I think that you say what you need to say in order to keep the team locked in and focused. But when you start trading players away and having a yard sale, players, they know what time it is. The question is, can Mike still keep them motivated? And that's a question I have for this week.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Buffalo.
Yeah.
If you can't get up for this game, something's wrong.
Right. This is the I get, and I'm sure they watched that game and they saw that Buffalo looked pretty damn good the way they played in that game. So let's talk about Tua. I can't not talk with Tua. What's your take on Tua going forward? He's going to start the rest of the season. We both agree, right? He's not. I agree with Mike.
As long as Mike is still here, and as long as Mike or whoever is coaching the team has not been instructed to sit Tua, he's going to start. Hell, Mike won't even make Quinn Ewers the primary backup, which I don't get. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. If you're investing in all of your young players and you're having them grow and develop, why would you make Quinn Ewers the exception?
Yeah. It's a good point. It's a good point now for sure, man. If we're playing all these young guys, there's only one guy on this rookie class. Well, we got one defensive tackle's been inactive a lot, but you're like, hey, we might as well.
Why is he not playing either? That one bothers me too. Over Malcolm Butler, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like, what if we're about investing in the young players and having them cut their teeth, and this is about the future and development? Why is Zeke Biggers not playing, and why is Quinn Ewers not the number 2 backup? Like, let's not be a hypocrite about what we're doing.
Yeah. So just off that, the cap is the dead cap money is it's so Tyreek Hill and Bradley Chubb, the numbers, no matter what happens, it's going to be a lot. And I wanted to ask you more specifically about, so I like Austin Jackson. I as a guy, I do, but if you can't play after a while and you miss all these games, and I'm not saying it's his fault. I always say this as a former player, nobody gets injured on purpose, but my God, he's missed so many games. I can't count on you. I can't keep you. You agree?
No, I don't agree. And in fact, they just touched Austin Jackson's contract, borrowing a little bit from it, which makes it even more complicated to cut him. But that's just par for the course for this team in terms of bad roster management, bad contracts, bad books. Their books are horrible. They have been for a while. Brandon Shore, I am not a fan of. I've never been a fan of his work. When you look at, like, who was it that they just touched their contract and then added some void years? I think Jordan Brooks. For what? Like, if you're gonna touch Jordan's contract, or you think he's part of the future, restructure the deal. Give him his whole salary. Add some real years to the contract. Probably Jordan won't be here long term, or I'm not.
Oh no, but he's had a hell of a year, man. I'll tell you what. Through everything, that guy plays his ass off. Nobody blocks out noise better than that guy.
You know what it was? It's there. I think to do. No, I'm not going to say that. I'll wait till the contract's out. But they paid $5 million of Jaelen Phillips' salary just to get up from a 4th to a 3rd. Like, why? Like, what do you seriously? Does anybody care about Steve Ross's money, or the fact that this man just continues to waste money because you guys are irresponsible with it?
So I got to ask you off this, because I've been hearing about Brandon Shore, and I'm trying, he's the money guy. I know he understands, and he's got a group that works with him on the cap. Is this him, or is this coming from the GM to him, or is he just running things like, this is what it's going to take, let's do it, or how's that work?
I don't know, and anytime I speak on it, I get in trouble. So he's ultra protected. So I'm not going to say anything. All I can say is the Dolphins' financial books have been very mismanaged and handled irresponsibly since Don Aponte left the program.
Ooh.
Mike Tannenbaum did it poorly. Brandon Shore is definitely doing it poorly. They operate living off credit cards, and it just makes a nasty
And you're saying at some point you got to pay that debt off. That's why all those commercials. Let me help you pay off your debt.
Yeah, no, it's
I can't afford
year.
all my I got you.
It's next year. Now, all the people who are saying, "Oh, we should get rid of Tua and do this with Tua," and unless some team wants to trade for Tua, which I think is still a possibility. There are a lot of teams with worse quarterback situations in the NFL. Unless some team wants to trade for Tua, he's on the books for next year. And then after that, you're going to take a nasty cap hit if you want to get rid of him, or you want to move him, or you want to release him, whatnot. I honestly don't think Tua is even worried about it. He's got his money. If you give me $150
By the way, I agree with
I'll
you.
be all right.
I agree. When I see him and the way he is confident, I go, man, there's a guy got his money. He says, hey, whatever it is you guys, wherever I say or whatever I do or don't do, I got mine.
Honestly, Joe, he's been like that before he got money. Tua is just candidly honest.
Yeah.
And I always appreciate and respect it. Now, I'm curious if he will, if I ask him, how does he feel about what's going on around here, considering, the last time they did it was basically to get you. How are you feeling about it? I guarantee you he'd give you an honest answer.
Omar, I just got to say this to you, man. And you and I disagree on a lot of things. We watch the same things. We disagree. And a lot of times you're right and I'm wrong. I'm not saying I'm always right.
A lot of times you're right and I'm wrong.
But I got to tell you, my man, I don't believe we could just flat out trade Tua and a team will take him without us throwing in a lot of money. I don't believe anybody's picking up.
Oh, of course you're going to throw in a lot of money, but I think only $7 million is the max you could throw in. Of course you're going to do that. Steve Ross always does that. He threw in a lot of money for you to take Jalen Ramsey off his hands. Yeah. Ryan Tannehill, $7 million. $7 million is like his going and parting gift to a team that wants to trade for his draft pick.
I didn't know about that Philly thing. That's the first time I'd heard that. So we had to throw in money with
$5.5 million, Joe. They're only responsible for $1.5 million of his $6.2 million. Wow. So it is what it is. I was shocked that they can get a third for him because he's a rental right now. I mean, if Dolphins want to re-sign him next offseason, they could do that. They're not going to. Philly's not going to tag him, so he's going to be an unrestricted free agent. He's going to get to go wherever he wants. But here's the thing about Philly's situation. Because he's on their books, if they lose him, they get a compensatory pick for him. So they get a third or fourth for him.
Yeah.
And the way they're operating, I think they got like 3/3 coming back.
Oh, they got a ton of draft picks. My God. You talked about it yesterday.
Yeah. So they, I just heard Chris Long say something that I never thought about. They were inactive in free agency, let their top free agents go. And what they're doing is they're just using the draft. They're just using the compensatory picks right now for free agents.
Yeah, right.
To go get what they need.
I saw Jaelen last night. My buddy that does NBC Sports text me this morning or last night. I just got it this morning, and he said, "Man, he sure looks like a happy cat coming here." And he had a big smile at the airport, man. But hey, he's got a chance to make himself a lot of money over these last 8 games in the playoffs.
Absolutely, and I spoke to him I told him this is probably going to happen like 3 weeks ago, and he's like, he was shocked and stunned and didn't understand. This is the private conversations I have with players, and I'm like, you have some control over the situation, so make sure you talk to your agent and make sure you end up where you want to go. But I knew they were going to shop him. I knew they were going to sell him.
Hey, he gets 4 or 5 sacks the rest of this season and plays well in the playoffs. And he's 26 years old. He can make himself some money. They're going to forget about those injuries like yesterday's news, man, for sure.
No, there is no doubt in my mind that he was the Dolphins' best defender. Yes, he was not delivering on sacks, but if you actually watch the game, you see he still has impact. Now, if Vic Fangio who, by the way, I would love for him to be interviewed for the Dolphins head coach position, you'd at least know what's wrong with your franchise if you sit Steve Ross and you sit down with him.
That ain't going to happen, but go ahead.
Why wouldn't it happen?
They bringing him back. He left after 1 year. He couldn't get out of here fast enough. He ain't coming back.
You're right.
He ain't coming back and deal with South Beach. That South Beach thing where you're hanging out in those clubs. He doesn't want his players hanging out with you down there.
I was wondering when you would go get to that.
Hey, Omar, live to you, brother. Hey, man, I can tell you where the pictures are coming from, Mr. Halloween Party, man. Look like you're enjoying yourself. Hey, Omar, I got to let you run, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And you keep living, man. If you got to break out occasionally, you break out.
Oh, it's coming to Madrid with me, Playboy. So,
okay. All right. That's good to know right there. Thanks, Omar. See you, man.
talk to you later.
Atlantic Men's Clinic, ED and Low T, man. Oh, Lord, when you get it, oh, it's the worst. Oh, it sucks. Just talking about my situation. I'm not even talking about yours, but I will tell you, did make me feel better when I went to Atlantic Men's Clinic and they say, hey, Joe, every guy's going to have low T followed by ED. It's going to happen to every guy out there. First, it's your energy level. Yeah, and you start feeling moody and you don't feel like doing anything on the weekends. And all of a sudden, your weekends are shot and the people with you. What's wrong with you? All you want to do is sit around, watch movies. You fall asleep. You eat the same amount. I've noticed you gain 20. Well, I'll tell you what. If you're going through that right now and you're looking at your belly and you're going, man, I got to get going. I got to do something. And then your sex drive's gone on top of it. That got my attention. I don't know about you, but I got to tell you, Atlantic Men's Clinic flat out works. Work like nobody's business. I went down there, got the PSA test. I met with their professional staff. They put me on a plan and they go, this is it. And I go, let's do it. Let's roll right now. 7 locations in South Florida to serve you. Unbelievable how I felt within a couple weeks. Unbelievable. Call them today if you're going through it and you want to change and get more out of your life in your 40s, 50s, 60s. That's when it happens, and it will happen to every guy out there. 877-455-7300. Set up the first appointment. It's the most important one. Or go to AtlanticMen'sClinic.com.
Today's topics are It's time for Hollywood's headlines. Without further ado, here's Hollywood.
All right, Woody, what do you have for us today?
All right, Joe.
Beautiful day that it is.
Looks a little rainy actually behind you, but
It's all beautiful.
all right. Anyway, it's a good nap day. Had a late night with that Canes basketball game.
Yeah.
Good win. Good win in the opener.
How they look? They got some
They
talent?
look good. They
All
look
right.
good.
All right.
So far, so good. You know, they played Bethune on Thursday. Bethune took Auburn to overtime last night.
Uh-oh.
So upset alert, possibly. But all right.
Said a word.
I don't know.
They do that in basketball too? Or is that just
it's too early in the season.
we're familiar with upset alert down here the last few games. Anyway, what do you got?
Anyway, let's go to the NBA first here, Joe. And Ja Morant, who has had his fair share of issues, is coming off of a most recent one-game suspension for conduct detrimental to the team. And here's a little snippet of his conversation in the locker room with the media.
Do you feel like everything's been resolved?
Yeah. They told y'all that, right?
Well, yeah, but
There
we
you
didn't
go.
hear it from you.
Obviously, they can't go and tell y'all something I ain't say.
You feel like you get the same joy right now that we used to see from you?
No.
Why not?
What can be done to get it back?
We'll see.
Do you think you have a good relationship with the franchise
Yeah.
in general?
They told y'all that, right?
I didn't say anything about that.
If I had a good relationship, I wouldn't talk to them at all. So, and we had our combos over these.
Do you have any regrets about the way you played on Friday night in the second half?
You said what?
Do you have any regrets about the way you played in the game? I'm not talking about the
That's your home run question? Sound like a bait question.
Oh, man.
Somewhere Jimmy Butler is smiling.
Yeah.
He lost his joy, Joe.
That joy thing is becoming very popular in the NBA. Ja, by the way, Ja is gone.
He's a
They're going to trade him.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to have to talk to him, though.
He's going to have to find his joy again.
Can he be happy anywhere?
I'd be very pleased to see him play with Jimmy Butler, though. Those two
No, he can't play out
Looney
there.
Tunes on one team.
They're loaded. They got the three vets playing
Yeah.
together. That thing's loaded down. We're max money on those three.
Jimmy Butler wrote the book, bro. He took exactly Jimmy Butler's thing. He lost his joy.
You do the joy. He
Yeah.
just called, go to Jimmy Butler. Hey, Jimmy, you got a second? How'd you do that again to get out of there?
All right, man. I have some tough news here for you this morning, Joe.
Oh, boy,
out of
what?
the boxing world. We were supposed to have the Jake Paul Tank Davis fight coming up here in Miami.
When?
Well, it's not coming up anymore.
Oh, gosh. It's one of the great fights of all time.
The fight has been canceled here days after Davis was accused of assaulting a woman at a Miami strip club.
Damn, those strip clubs get him again.
Mhm.
I'm in love with a stripper, and it didn't go so well. Oh, man, that's... Which one? Which one? Do you have a name of the club?
I do. It says Davis is accused of approaching stripper at Tootsie's in Miami last
Tootsie's,
Monday.
legendary Tootsie's.
Grabbing, pushing, pulling, choking.
Oh, my gosh. Would
yeah.
you ever been to Tootsie's?
I have.
So in the old days, and I mean old days, and I'm not saying
When
I
you
was
were
there.
allowed to go,
No,
you've been
I'm
banned.
not saying I was there or I'm not there. I'm not, but it was very close to our old radio station.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of guys used to go in
Right
there.
across the street. We used to do, so the reason I used to go there, I'm not, I don't go to on my own really
Be honest.
that much.
No, go ahead there, Mr. Strip Club.
Well, no, when I started at QAM, I was doing promotions, and we used to do a Thursday night football watch party every Thursday at Tootsie's. It was the first thing I did.
We had a great relationship with them.
Yeah.
They had some legendary clients from our radio station.
So I had to explain to my wife at the time, which was not my wife at the time, but I had to explain to her like I was going to Tootsie's every Thursday night for work. Sure, she loved that.
Were you guys selling the buffet or what was that?
No,
I always
we just
love.
used to- they
I
just
love
used
the
to
strip club
watch
buffet.
party,
Hey,
Thursday
stop
night
by
college
this.
football.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. By the way, it was a VIP cocktail waitress. VIP, is that? Are they hands off? I don't know.
I don't know.
Is that not a stripper? No.
I got to be honest with you. Last time I went to
fair
a
foul
strip club, Probably shouldn't say that.
Yeah. Let's leave that one alone.
Yeah.
You want to end it on a high note?
Yeah. I like high notes.
I can't believe that fight is canceled. I was looking forward to seeing you ringside.
Why do you keep like? I'm not going to go to that guy's fights anyway. Go ahead.
It's, all the bigwigs will be there. It's a place to be
Great.
seen.
Great.
You mingle with all those people. All right, card grading. We'll end with that. It's
get those. I got to tell you, man. I might buy you a card shop. Can I buy you a card shop? I don't know how the hell we're going to make money.
I'll run it
but
right
I
into
might
the
buy
ground
you a card
for you.
shop.
I'll run it right.
I can
into
run
the ground.
everything else in my ground. Anything I touch usually doesn't work. So go ahead.
You fund it. We'll figure it out, man. That's a nice transition. That we went from a I don't even know what that was.
Strip club. The legendary Tootsies, man.
A strip club altercation. Anyway, card grading hit an all-time high, 2.7 million cards graded in the month of October.
Gosh.
PSA graded almost 2 million of them by themselves.
Boy, they're making money, huh?
They're doing well. Yeah.
Crazy, Woody. Crazy stuff, man. Hey, Wood, we got a lot more stuff to get to here this morning, man. We're just getting started. We've got Kyle Krabs, host of Locked On Fins and A to Z Sports NFL analyst, will join us. We'll talk about a lot of different things coming up here. But first, something I don't like to talk about, but it's going to happen sooner or later to everybody listening to us right now. If you're active in team or individual sports, whether you're an old guy running around or you got your kids very competitive, it doesn't matter. If you're competitive and you play something hard or you work out hard, you're going to get injured. It sure is nice to have one of the top sports medicine programs in the United States. Baptist Health South Florida Sports Medicine Program. Man, is it good. Boy, you talk about great doctors. How good are those doctors? Well, enter Miami the Heat, the Florida Panthers, Miami Dolphins, FIU, FAU said, we're in. We want you, man. The truth is, they probably like to all be over there because they put together some of the top doctors in the business for the knee. I mean, everything knee, shoulder, foot and ankle, hand specialists, back specialists, hip and knee replacement doctors, Achilles doctors. Hey, man, if there's an injury that's been caused by a sport that you're playing, Baptist Health South Florida is there to take care of you, man. Great program, ready to help you and make sure, hey, it's always the goal, get you back out playing the sports you love as quickly as possible, and that's the goal with 3 great facilities. Doctors Hospital in Coral Gables, Hard Rock Stadium right next to the training facility, great place. 595 and Pine Island in Plantation, Broward County, so easy to get to. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho. Come on, man, what are you waiting for? Let's get you healthy, back out playing the sports you love the most.
Brad Evans here to help you beat the
This update is brought to you by Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com. Starting with hoops, and the Heat will beat the Clippers 120-119. Bam led the way with 25 points and 10 rebounds. Miami will continue their road trip tomorrow night in Denver. And the Canes beat Jacksonville 86-69 in their season opener. Next up, Miami hosts Bethune on Thursday night. Over to the Panthers, who will head out west to take on the Ducks. The puck drops at 10. The game can be heard right here on WQIM. And finally, the NFL wrapped up Week 9 with the Cardinals beating the Cowboys 27-17. Week 10 begins on Thursday with the Broncos and Raiders. The NFL trade deadline is today at 4 p.m. We had our first major move of the morning here. The Bengals are sending linebacker Logan Wilson to the Cowboys for a 7th-round pick. The Joe Rowe Show continues now.
Conversations happen every single year. Sometimes there's more reports than are actual reality. Oftentimes that's the case. But you're always having conversations. You're always ready for whatever turn. You're ready for the terms of other teams to hit you with a blind side, and so whether or not I expect it, I'm always expecting the unexpected. So you're ready for whatever. We haven't made a major move because it hasn't made sense for the Miami Dolphins as we kind of have collectively derived. So, but does that mean there won't be something? Who knows? That's partially our control, partially, other teams, and we'll do business as we know it to be done, which is do the best thing for the Miami Dolphins, both short and long term.
Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel there. It's time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com.
All right, Woody, thank you. Kyle Krabs, the host of Locked On Fins and A to Z Sports NFL analyst, joins us this morning. And so I'm not sure where to start, but, man, you got me last night on potentially just how bad the dead cap money can be, meaning off your whatever the salary cap is, 280, 209. I don't know if it hits 300. I'm not exactly sure where it is, but you could lose a lot of that money and not be able to use it on your team. It's just gone. Very frustrating what that number could be.
Yes. Right now the Dolphins have about 34 and change for 2026. That's names like Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith and Teron Armstead, with how they processed his retirement post June 1st this year, even though he announced in April that he was retiring. So those are some of the big ones there. It's been reported and should be expected that the Dolphins do not have Tyreek Hill's contract extend beyond the start of the league year, in which another $11 million in salary for next year would guarantee. So that's going to be 26, 28. I forget the exact number off the top of my head. On top of that, 34. You're probably not going to have Bradley Chubb on the contract. He's due a $31 million cap charge, and like 21, 22 million of that is salary that you could save, but you restructured his contract several years, so all that money is going to accelerate up in the form of dead cap, and that would include if they were to find a trade partner and trade Bradley Chubb today. Most of that dead cap would accelerate to 2026. So the Dolphins are going to have a very realistic chance to break the all-time record for dead cap in a single season. That's the bad news. The 49ers have that right now this season, and it's about $103 million. Ooh. I would expect the Dolphins will surpass that. It's probably going to be a third to 40% of their salary cap next year, and that's why I think getting these draft picks, like
so important.
What they got for Jaelen Phillips, is really important for cost control players that have upside and just aren't UDFAs and veteran minimum salary players, right? So I think that's really important, and I think the good news is on the other side of 2026, if you do this, you're going to have a whole lot of spending power because you're going to have taken your bad medicine next year, but
Yeah.
That makes the draft and who you have making these draft picks that you're now trying to acquire really essential for what the floor is of the 2026 team in the foundational year of a new vision.
I want to ask you about, we've been talking about this a little bit. Austin Jackson has just missed so many games. I don't know when he's coming back. We only got 8 games left. But he has missed a ton of games, a guy that you gave a second contract to be, and a former first-round pick to be your right tackle. How long do you go with this before at some point he's going to say, I'm healthy, ready to go, but it's just 15 games in 2022, 8 in 2024, missed the second half of the year, and so far 8 this season after just playing in the opener. What do you do going forward?
Yeah, I don't think you can rely on Austin to be your starting right tackle next year. It's just an unfortunate reality of trying to kind of phase out some of the injury management players and mitigate risk. And that was a big part of the Greer build was if we feel like we can get value and there's risk, well, there's 100% injury rate in football eventually. So surely it won't break that on us at every turn. And in some of these cases, it broke bad on him in every turn. And Austin's one of those that it's a shame because he's turned into a good player when he's on the field.
Right.
But to your point, it's just, that's such a critical spot. It's a premium position, an offensive tackle. You're trying to develop some young guys there on the other side of the line, but the way that the math changes and how you call your protections, if you can trust a guy or not. So I don't think you can rely on Austin to be an unchallenged starter for you in 2026, and they could save a few $1 million in cap space, but that's another one of those names. If you moved on, you're talking more than $10 million in dead cap if you did it pre-June 1st, and I'd probably do that if you could find a partner to trade for him, or if you needed to, just kind of say, hey, we're going to flush the system of all the second contracts and mature contracts that we feel like aren't going to be a piece of this puzzle. Now's the time to go.
Hey, Kyle, you expect more moves before 4:00 this afternoon?
I'd be surprised if they didn't get something else, just because when you're willing to pay a portion of a salary to buy up a draft pick, it kind of tells you where the headspace is at. It's like, hey, let's maximize our opportunities here, even if it comes at the expense of the Dolphins are paying like $5.1 million of Jaelen's remaining salary this year. Damn. I really didn't have too much of an issue with paying to buy up the draft pick just because of exactly what we're talking about. You're not going to have a ton of spending power next offseason anyway. You're going to have a bunch of dead cap money. You're probably going to have more players that you had a portion of a salary that was guaranteed to that aren't going to be on the roster. You did that with Jalen Ramsey to get out of that situation. There's no sense clinging on to good economic value when you're literally just trying to get your ducks in a row and get out of commitments and get lined up to have a successful build in the future. So if $5 million was the difference from the Dolphins getting a late 4 versus a top 100 pick for Jaelen Phillips,
yeah,
I think that's small potatoes versus what's on deck for this team this offseason with the contracts they're going to be moving and getting out of. So that I was totally fine with that, but that's just how I personally view it.
Yeah, no. So this whole thing with a salary cap, just educating people on what we're looking at. I guess Stephen Ross signed off on all these moves that have happened, right? When we were going for it, and we're going to trade, and we got all these high draft picks that we drafted in the first and second round, and now they're going into. They've been around a couple years, along with a big free agent class led by Tehran coming in at left tackle, and then we made 3 or 4 big trades that they were just going for it, and they knew this day was coming, right?
Yeah, and I think you look at a team like the Detroit Lions. They had a very similar, like, we're going to add a whole bunch of draft capital, we're going to add a bunch of young talent, and then we're going to decide who we're going to pay, and we're going to pay guys on rookie contracts. I mean, they paid everybody on that roster that's a cornerstone player, but they didn't do the thing where they skipped 2 drafts and didn't draft anybody and brought in players at that expense for, like, market reset, record-setting contracts.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest exception I have with how the previous build turned south was you either got impatient or you got starry eyes with some big names and you tried to take the shortcut. As compared to if you talk about building a sustainable winner, sustainable winners don't trade 9-10 draft picks for 2 players and pay him an annual average salary in excess of $50 million.
I have a theory on that. A lot less pressure on a GM when you don't have to make those picks and you can just know what you're getting coming in from somebody else's team.
I don't doubt that. But if you listen to any one of the historically stable organizations in the league, they don't operate like that. And that's the risk you take. And when you go for it, you better win. And if you win, nobody's going to ask any questions on the other side of it. They're going to say, hey, that's the cost of winning, right? Because with Les Snead with the Rams, it was real cute to have the F them picks coffee mug because he traded all his draft picks and got some guys in. But they were 4 seed. They made a run to the Super Bowl, and they won it. So nobody cared on the other side of it. They got the benefit of the doubt. They changed their process. They got a bunch of young guys in there, and then they've had success developing those players. But if you don't have that over-the-hump moment, then everybody's going to look at it exactly how everybody looks at how the Dolphins did it, and they're going to say, man, the juice was not worth the squeeze here.
Yes, no question. By the way, I hope it turns out like it did for the Rams, because the Rams hit like 2 years of unbelievable drafts. They really have. I don't know what this year's is doing, but the 2 previous years were strong. Seeing those first couple of picks from Florida State to some of those other guys, and the secondary full of rookie free agents playing at a high level. That thing has been incredible to get them. Again, one of the best teams in football. The Rams are loaded, and a lot of that's right through that draft. The draft can work, is my point. It definitely can work. Hey, so on top of everything else, I want to get your take on the biggest topic, and that's Tua. Going forward, I've been telling everybody he's going to be here in our starter this year, and he's going to be here, and he's going to be the starter next year. You agree?
I think it depends on what other dominoes ultimately decide to fall. I'm inclined to believe that, yes, he's going to finish the season as the starting quarterback just because of the money that's involved. Do you change head coaches? What kind of hardship do you have in finding desirable candidates for the GM spot? You know, if a GM comes in and says, hey, you know, you're saddling me with Mike McDaniel and a quarterback that is on a mature contract. I know he's not going to be what we build with moving forward. I have a hard time with that. They have flexibility with personnel where if they wanted to take their lumps and do what the Broncos did with Russell Wilson, they could do it. You don't want to flush that money down the toilet, but it's like we're talking about with paying salary for Jaelen Phillips, right? It's an unfortunate reality. And I think everybody probably looks at where this thing is headed and says the long-term answer for the starting quarterback of the Miami Dolphins at this point moving forward, if we're going to be a successful team, is probably not going to be Tua Tagovailoa. So I think the money makes it most likely that what you're saying is true, but I wouldn't dismiss anything because I think the rest of this power structure and how it shakes out as far as where there's new changes, if you're hiring a new GM and a new head coach, they may just want to come in and say, hey, I don't want the distraction of it next year. If we're bad enough, and I think if they're hiring a new head coach, that means they lose enough games to be in a position to potentially draft one of the top guys in this year's class. I wouldn't dismiss that as a possibility.
I don't know how much you've looked at it. Tease me with, from what your eyeballs have seen on Saturday, who's the best quarterback coming out in this draft? As of right now, who would be the number one guy?
I think the most clear projection is probably Fernando Mendoza, who's a South Florida product, playing at Indiana.
You just made his dad, Baptist Health doctor, very happy. That was Dr. Mendoza. You're welcome. By the way, that kid got so much better. My God. You realize he walked on a cow, sat there behind those knuckleheads out there for a bit till he got a chance, and now he has just gotten so much better. My God, it's crazy.
And he's smart as hell. You know, he was an Ivy League commit first before he goes to Cal. So Ivy League and Cal Berkeley are the first 2 schools on this stop. And then he goes to Indiana. They don't run they run an offense where I see enough NFL translatable reps where I don't have a lot of questions. But they do run like an RPO offense that has some lower stress throws that put a lot of stress on the defense because of the spacing of the college game. But I think Dante Moore from Oregon can have something to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really from there a question of whether or not any of these really young guys like Lenora Sellers or Ty Simpson from Alabama probably has the most NFL translatable tape.
He looks
and is
good.
operating
Yeah.
At a very high level pre-snap, but he's got like 10 career starts. And that's where you start asking questions. And is it a good thing that maybe there's not a 2020 NFL draft where there's going to be like 5 guys that are drafted as highly coveted starting quarterbacks? Does that help Ty Simpson decide to come out, or does he view his own individual case and say, I need another season's worth of starts, I should go back?
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how like Dante Moore and Ty Simpson are the ones that I think can be in that upper echelon conversation with Mendoza in this year's class.
Kyle, I'm running a little long here, but I do want to ask you, because you deal with fans every day like everybody else. What do you tell when you do your podcast? What do you tell the fan base right now with 8 games left and what's going on here on the trade deadline today? What's your message?
Yeah, I'm interested to see young guys play. I want to see who gives a rip. You know, I want to see who's improving on a week by week basis, because this journey now going back to square one with a decision maker atop the organization, it's about what pieces do we have? Who do we feel like we can build around? Who do we feel like we want to give competition to and a chance to continue to develop? And where do we have nothing? Yeah. And this is not a 1-year fix.
No.
And it doesn't have to mean that it's not enjoyable if you go about it with embracing the process of building a team and not taking shortcuts and really getting into the weeds on what that can look like.
Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate you coming on as always, man. Thanks.
Thanks, Joe.
All right, Kyle Krabs, host of Locked On Fins and A to Z Sports NFL coverage. Gary Harvey, hey, man, I know. Well, I'll tell you what, talk about 2 big Dolphin fans, Harvey Cohn and Gary Judah. Yeah, I'm talking about the partners of Cohn and Judah Injury Law Firm, personal injury attorneys. And I got to say this, they're the same partners who will handle your case from start to finish, more than 30 years of experience, big enough to go to trial and get you multi-million-dollar results, small enough just to call you back. And I want to let you know, we're not trying to fool you just because their names are, on the building say Cohn and Judah. I just want to let you know they're the ones going to handle your case from start to finish. It's not going to be a handoff. We only do handoffs in the NFL. There are no handoffs at this law firm. They will handle it. And by the way, the personal touch of calling you back. Listen, man, you've been injured. You're in pain. Automobile accident, slip and fall, whatever it is that you're going through, man, your case is important to them every day. Your case is important. You want an update? Hey, what's the latest on my case? They can always reach them. Go to ConanJudah.com, read the reviews, find out. Man, they care. You can get a hold of them on a Sunday, on a Saturday. They'll pick the phone up, let you know what's going on, keep you up to date so you have peace of mind every day going through the process. Go to ConanJudah.com, 866-FAIR-FEE. And just remember this, they don't pay other lawyers to do the work that you hire them to do. Thank you, Woody, and good morning to everybody. And always, as always, thanks for being with us as just a little reality check of what's going on. I don't know if a trade deadline's ever been any bigger than it is, but when you have one of the worst teams in football, you're in the ball game. Today at 4 o'clock, NFL trade deadline. And Champ Bailey, the interim general manager, is in charge and been given the green light to make moves. And we're looking to get draft picks. It's pretty we got lots of dead money last year. We need a lot of draft picks. We need and we'll have a lot of draft picks on this team. A lot this year and even more next year. As of right now, first round pick, second round pick, 3/3, 3 3s, a 4, a 5, and a 7. We lost our 6 to the Giants in the deal with Waller. But anyway, see if they pick up anything else by the end of the day here today. And Minkah Fitzpatrick's name is being thrown around out there. We'll see if something happens there. And
what do you think? He's a 3rd round pick? 4th?
Well, since we're throwing in money with these deals, man, that's you're picking some of it up. Hell, we'll take them. I don't know. I'd expect somebody else to get traded though today. I think they want draft picks, man. There's no surprise there. You see it, and then by the way, on Sunday, one of the best teams in the NFL. By the way, and the other crazy thing, the Bills are in second place, in the AFC East, because the Patriots have won 6 straight games and have 7 wins. 7 wins. How about, Woody, if I would have told you the 3 best records through 9 games? So, still got a lot of football left, but we have played 9 games. The Colts, the Patriots, and the Broncos, all at 7-2. Pretty amazing, right? You look at it, 2 young quarterbacks, and Daniel Jones with the Colts, who they just lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers to lose their second loss of the season. And so we'll see what happens. It's supposed to be a busy day today, and we'll keep you up here at Sports Radio 560 and 104.3 all day long to keep you updated on all the moves that are made that have to do specifically with the Miami Dolphins so far. By the way, we got this other thing. I don't know. Maybe it's me. I'm an old guy. I don't know. Woody, I might be changing my tune on this this steroid group of guys.
Let them in?
I'm about ready. Just
I tell you every year, it's exhausting listening to you talk about it.
Well,
just let them in already.
So they got the voting early, and then when they're out of the years, they then go to the secondary, and Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds' names pop up. 2 of the great players, one of the greatest pitchers, and I don't know if we're just working off numbers. Listen, Barry Bonds he's as good as anybody. Power, batting average, everything. Even a little skinny Barry Bonds before he started doing stuff, before he became this massive guy that looked like a middle linebacker, he could hit. I don't know. And Alex Rodriguez, another one of the best players of all time. Alex Rodriguez put up monster numbers. I don't know what happened after he left Seattle. They said it was a Texas thing that was going on, but anyway, he has put up fantastic numbers too. And then we got the power hitters, McGuire, Sosa, Manny Ramirez, one of the greatest hitters of all time, and Rafael Palmeiro, part of the big club too, is 500 home runs. And the only guy that snuck in there, and I don't know how it happened, Pudge Rodriguez, he got away. He got away. They all know. They know he was in the dirty club, but he beat it. Remember that? He told us he was heavy, and we go, what happened? You look completely different. He goes, I got off McDonald's. I said, man, I like McDonald's. Didn't lose that kind of weight off McDonald's.
Yeah, helped to lose a little weight.
Anyway, what do you think, Woody? You put him in?
Yeah, I've told you that for years.
I know you have.
What's the difference?
What's the difference?
If you go
Because
to
the other
Hall of
guys did
Fame,
it the right way.
So what? They're gonna have their stupid head on a plaque or something.
Oh, bro,
just do it.
If you're going to be in our
rip
business,
off the Band-Aid.
no.
Get
Hold
it
on a
over
second, Woody. If you're going to make it, if you're going to be in sports, man, Hall of Fame's different. It's a different club. Once you, we have guys that make it. We have guys that are really good that play, and guys that put their names on stadiums, and then you have Hall of Famers.
Yeah, and good luck figuring out like NFL Hall of Famers now and NBA Hall of Famers when everyone's putting up enormous numbers.
What's that have to do with baseball and their problem they had?
No, it has nothing to do with baseball, but I'm just saying in general.
I don't know what you're saying. Sometimes you just
guys
bounce from one topic to the next.
This
man.
is a different one, but guys put up huge numbers now in the NFL, especially. Like you saw that class we talked about with Florio last week. Like, all those guys are probably deserving.
Well, they're all deserving if they're on the final list. Now it comes down to votes, and and
so many people are putting up huge numbers now, especially offensively, right?
Well, look at the playing extra game for the guys. Guy's going to have 100+ catches, 130, 140 catches. We got every so often we play against somebody and he's already got 1,000 catches and guys are 70, 80 touchdowns.
Then let him in.
Just let him in.
I told you last year, I think they could build like a steroid wing at the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown.
So I believe
wing.
Most of the guys, the older players that are still alive that are in the Hall of Fame, don't want those guys in.
No, it's not their decision.
Yeah,
isn't it the writers? Some old ass writers.
I think those guys have a lot of pull. I do. I think those guys have a lot of pull, but the writers that have been around,
anyone would care. I don't know. It's weird
because those guys are saying we did it the right way, and those guys
they didn't get caught.
Probably did it the right way,
perhaps.
Now is that what we're going to throw out? Where all the steroid guys are going to go
in there didn't get caught.
So Babe Ruth did it too, Joe, and Mickey Mantle was doing steroids. And okay.
If they had steroids when Babe Ruth was playing, I'm sure he would have done it.
Woody, Jesus.
I don't know when they invented
you
steroids.
You just go outside of stuff. You just what happened to you as a kid? Whatever we talk about, you just go well, Babe would have taken it. What's that have to do? I don't know.
Well, how many people
when you die, maybe you'll meet up with them.
How many people?
You say some stupid ass stuff.
How many people
Babe
do you think
Ruth.
are in the Hall of Fame that got?
How's a smart guy say
through?
stupid stuff all the time?
How many people do you think are in the Hall
Babe
of Fame
Ruth probably would have done
get caught?
Oh,
we got Barry Bonds. Technically, I don't think ever got caught, but
I think.
I don't think they ever
Barry can go to
got
his
it
grave.
in writing on a test or whatever, a P test. But
Barry can go to his grave and say, "Well, I did it once," because he has said my guy gave it to him. I didn't know what I took. That was his take. Barry got real stupid in his 30s.
That's one of the all-time excuses.
Yeah,
who did that recently? Didn't someone did that? Was it the NBA? Right? It was Bobby. Was it Bobby Portis?
That's not even my favorite. You know, what my favorite is my favorite excuse. I think belongs to Roger Clemens when the stuff was sent, and he said, "I wish my wife would stop taking that stuff." Man, Roger, you just went all-time low. You went all-time low throwing your wife like that. Wow. I don't know.
You went old baseball writer on me here, and you were about to come around on it too.
No, but then you start to, well, Babe probably did it, and Mickey, and if they didn't, they would have. Well, you said.
I said if there were steroids in their day, they probably would have. That's what I'm saying. I don't think they had steroids back then. You would know. When did they start getting invented?
I don't know. They were around when I was around.
When Babe Ruth played, didn't people die from a common cold? So I don't know, medicine was that advanced.
I think the big thing with those guys was drinking. That's what I think it was. I think those guys drank every night after games and got after pretty good.
Your, performance all that well.
Well, that's what made those guys even better. The fact that they could get up with hangovers and play a doubleheader.
That's why everybody loves MJ. Oh. Gamble, drinking in the middle of the night and then come drop 50 the next day.
I don't know if MJ was a big drinker. He liked the action, though, but I don't know if MJ was a big drinker. I don't know, man. He's a different level, but whatever it was, it worked. Somehow, whatever it took, he still played every damn game, and it's incredible. Anyway, We got to go to break. I'm running super late. You let me get going here. I don't know why I bring you into anything, because then you just go out there talking about Babe Ruth. Probably, well, he would have. He would have done them, Joe. Would have done. Okay. Well, I didn't get a chance to ask Babe that when I met him one time when we were out one night. I didn't get a chance to ask the Babe about that.
What was that like watching him play? How cool was that?
I didn't see him play.
The great Bambino?
I got to tell you, it's like you. By the way, half the people we talk about when you get ripping older people, and I realize your little dumbass hasn't seen anybody play, actually, is what I think of. Hey, my good friend Michael Crotchy at Choice Mortgage. He's got an amazing offer. It's called Hometown Heroes Program. He's helping first responders such as law enforcement, healthcare professionals, educators, firefighters, and military vets with up to $35,000 in closing costs and down payment assistance with low fixed rates and no prepaid penalties. Give Michael a call on his cell phone at 561-441-2730, 561-441-2730. If that sounds like that's something that you might be interested in, hey, learn more about it at the Hometown Heroes program by calling Michael Kotze. Hey, this guy's all about, has been for more than 30 years, about getting you at Choice Mortgage, mortgage quickly. He's got a lot of great programs, Google reviews on the web, Choice Mortgage reviews. Read what people are saying about him. Debt consolidation and anything else. Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage can help you. Again, call or text him 561-441-2730, MLS 166254. Rates and terms subject to change. Daily without notice. He's an equal housing lender.
WQ
Boy, Champ Kelly must love being Champ Bailey. Sound like a basketball name. Where did I get that from? Where did I get
He's
that?
a cornerback, I think.
Been calling the wrong name for all morning.
It's okay.
Sorry about that. Go get him, Champ. Go get him.
Just call him Champ.
Champ.
I don't want to like jump in and correct you.
No, I'm glad you did. No,
I'm glad I did it. I did
glad
it,
you did.
Quietly during the break.
I've never met him. I've never met him. So thank you. I appreciate you doing that.
You may never meet him at this point after the disrespect.
No, I didn't do it on purpose.
I know you did.
literally.
I know.
I don't know. Somebody else. I don't know where I got that. Jeez, that was weird.
Champ Bailey's the cornerback.
Yeah,
right?
he's good. He's really good.
That's probably where you got it from.
Jeez. Oh God, what a dumbass. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's
all right.
Very embarrassing. And people are going, "Who the hell's this? We got another new guy in there. We got a couple of champs back there, huh?"
You said it last segment, and like I'm going to tell him during the break because I don't want to interrupt your train there. And someone reminded us on the chat here, the video chat.
He'd appreciate Champ Kelly and leave the Bailey alone, please. Yeah. Maybe I've been drinking too much Baileys or something. All right. Hey, so anyway, we have been all over the board today, and we do have a lot of stuff going on. The Heat last night, good win for them, man. Going out the Clippers, getting a 120, hanging in there, man, in that fourth quarter, hanging on, 120, 119. Bam Adebayo is off to a really nice start. What I say the other day, two guys really like this new style, up-tempo offense. Bam, number one. Because Bam's not a half-court, get me the ball, and I'll, listen, Bam likes, he's athletic, likes to get out and go and get a couple alley-oops at the basket and got wide-open shots. That's the thing about getting the, ball up the court quickly. With everybody throwing it around, you're going to get a higher percentage of shots, and it's really helped Bam, who's obviously worked on his game, is the leader of this team, is the best player on this team. Norman Powell, by the way, had 21 coming back from his injury and wasn't going to miss that game against his old team. So they get the win. They've got the Nuggets next. And then, listen, man, anytime the Dallas Cowboys lose, it's kind of a good day. Not a Cowboys fan. I know they're good for business now, don't get me wrong. When the Cowboys say they're America's team, they are.
Things seem to be very dysfunctional over there, though.
Well,
the owner, my God, Jerry, just like you put a microphone in front of that guy, and he'll say something crazy.
Well, before the game on these national games, they usually have players will come out and do stuff, and he does it for his team. Like, now you guys are out. This is a Jerry Jones moment. He just loves, even if it's controversy, he loves to be out in front.
No, you could tell he enjoyed the Micah Parsons thing. Right, he seemed to get a real kick out of that.
Oh, yeah, he's bringing up things that he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Hey, you didn't want to pay him the money, or it was too much money, or you didn't want to deal with an agent or whatever.
Yeah, that defense is awesome. Real smart.
It's well, I think last night, Woody, the fact that their offense only scored 17 points, they turned it over 3 times. That's
well, hey, man, you go up against Jacoby Brissett, you never know. I mean,
hey, man, you get tough. Those Prescott versus, that's.
By the way, Dak, that's got to be frustrating because he clearly can't get that team over the hump, right? He's good, but
he's putting up good. No, I don't know.
I don't know, like, what's his comp, like Matt Ryan or something?
I don't think they're a very good team in general. Everybody thought they were going to make a run. They got a couple of good wins, but they lost to the Arizona Cardinals. That is what's Arizona going to do with their starting quarterback, by the way? He's got a big contract. Speaking of big contracts, he's got one. I don't know.
I don't think he's very good, but seems a little small to play that position.
So why would they give him a second contract?
I don't know, man. Sometimes they do these things.
I baited you up, and you didn't take the bait.
No,
you did not take the bait.
Sometimes
you did not take the bait, man. You did not take the bait.
I, to be honest, don't know who the Cardinals GM is off the top of my head, but maybe it's the same guy that drafted him, and they feel a loyalty to him. I don't know.
They went. Remember that
they did go back-to-back years. Yeah,
that doesn't happen very often.
Well, Josh Rosen was a special brand of suck. He's the worst ever.
I think he's in business school somewhere or something.
That's got to be the biggest bust in the history of the draft, right? Right up there.
No.
Jamarcus Russell's in that conversation.
Yeah.
But Josh Rosen was like, he was so bad they had to throw him off the Dolphins. He couldn't even play. That was the tank year, and he couldn't even play.
Yeah. That's when Brian Flores said, I've seen enough. Remember that? I came out saying enough. That was his way of saying, this guy will never play for me unless there's an injury. Never going to play for me.
That guy was in the conversation. He was in that big draft with all those
guys.
So
can I just throw one out, not to dogpile on anybody that might have been here during that time?
Sure.
We gave up a second, a 2 and a 5. And I still have guys argue, well, it was worth it to see if he could play.
I'm one of those guys.
2 and a 5? We'd love to have an extra.
Of those guys.
By the way, right now, we'd love to have a 2 and a 5. 2 and 5s are.
Oh, whatever. It's in the past. We did the rebuild.
These things all add up, though, brother.
I know.
These
we
things
did
all
the
add.
rebuild.
And this is before Mike. This is Brian Flores, a 2 and a 5 to get Josh Rosen. Apparently, we saw something that Arizona, we just thought they didn't know what they were doing. And we thought, well, he'll come to our team. He'll be better.
A Chris Greer special there. I liked the move at the time, but I also don't evaluate quarterbacks for a living.
That's his job, not my job.
More times than not, though, it seems like these guys at least have some level of physical talent.
Well, I'm sure.
Zach Wilson doesn't seem to, but like Sam Darnold does.
All these guys can throw it. I see. If you ever go down whatever guy we're talking about, and I've seen almost all the guys that haven't worked out. I've seen them throw in person, and you watch him, you go, man, that guy's got a cannon. I got to tell you, the guy for the Raiders that you mentioned,
yeah, that guy had a big arm. Russell,
one of the greatest arms of all time.
Yeah.
Like,
did you ever see Josh Rosen throw?
Yeah, I saw him in practice.
How was he? Big arm?
I'm trying to be nice about this. He had.
You don't have to be nice. He's not even.
He had other issues besides physical issues.
Personality problems. You saying?
He had other things going on. That.
See the guy that had like the little blow up hot tub in his dorm?
Yes, he's the one that came from money, and had his mom and dad made up a little special dorm room for him. Never a good start, by the way, to do that when you're playing with guys. They find out your mom and dad have a lot of money, and they load you up and put you in the spoiled child category. That's what I don't know. He's out. Look, and he wasn't even done here. 49ers, I think, had him on the practice squad, and he I don't know.
We should do a Chris Greer greatest hits.
I'm not going to do that. You know what?
You don't want a dog pile on the guy?
Nope. I'm not. I will not do that. I will not do that. Chris.
Let's see how angry you get after the Bills.
Chris did not do a good enough job. Clearly, left this team in real bad shape, but he doesn't deserve all the dog piling of mistakes. I will always wonder, though. I do wonder this when he and his wife sit together or with things. Do you ever sit there and you go, you know what? I didn't do a good enough job. Do you ever look in the mirror instead of blame everybody else? Do you go, I didn't do it?
I think he realizes that. By the way, that's got to suck.
No.
To know that you failed. That's not
you.
Good.
You were GM 9 years and you never won a playoff game. Now
he'll never get that job again.
By the way, he is a very small part when you go 25 years and you haven't won a playoff game. So he's don't blame me for everything. I was here, but I didn't have those jobs. Different deal. Hey, I'll tell you what else different. We got 9 o'clock hour. Man, that thing's flying here this morning. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with the top of the hour right after this.
This update is brought to you by Doral Volkswagen, home of the price detail. Our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Volkswagen at DoralVolkswagen.com. Starting with hoops and the Heat, who beat the Clippers 120-119. Bam led the way with 25 points and 10 rebounds. Miami will continue their road trip tomorrow night in Denver. And the Canes beat Jacksonville 86-69 in their season opener. Next up, Miami hosts Bethune on Thursday night. Over to the Panthers, who will head out west to take on the Ducks. The puck drops at 10, and the game can be heard here on WQAM. And finally, in the NFL, Week 9 wrapped up with the Cardinals beating the Cowboys 27-17. Week 10 begins on Thursday with the Broncos and Raiders. And the NFL trade deadline, Joe, today at 4 p.m.
Yes, and we'll see not only the Miami Dolphins, but some deals that might be made with teams struggling and looking for draft picks, and the real good teams out there looking to get bargains. So we'll see today. I expect there'll be some moves made today. I don't have any idea how many. We've already seen a couple, but we'll see if some big splashes happen. If anything with a big splash happens here with these teams coming up here. We're past the halfway mark. Dolphins this Sunday against James Cook, Josh Allen, and the rest of the Buffalo Bills. Joey Bosa, Gregory Rousseau coming back home. Joey Bosa, by the way, looks good, man. He staying healthy and looks good. Got that second win going up to Buffalo. Really good team that really needed him, and has played really well.
9-point favorites, Bills.
Are they?
Yeah. Seems low.
Yeah, come on, man. I don't know. That's a lot for an NFL game. You know that. That's a big
Not
number.
for that game. It's not.
Let me ask you, what are the Canes favorite against Syracuse at home?
It's a great question.
That's got to be 12, 10 or 12.
10 or 12 is your bet?
Yeah.
Is your guess?
Yes. You're saying you're not sure.
I'm not sure.
All right. I don't know, man.
I just want to win. Oh, you're way off. 29.5.
What?
Miami's favored by 29.5.
So Syracuse lost their starting quarterback, right? Is that what I?
Yes. That thing's so bad they don't even have a money line.
Just makes you and I know it's going to take a few days, and I know it does for me. Made me sick to my stomach around 3:00 on Saturday.
Yeah,
losing that game.
That was incredibly tough to watch.
It's so frustrating to watch somebody march up and down the field and screw it up with penalties. And we could talk about, some drop balls in there and interception at the end of the game in overtime, which should have never happened, should have never been around an overtime situation with the difference in the teams. But
the weird thing, though, with the Canes, too, is like they played clean first, half of the season or so, and then all of a sudden it's like, that's what I don't understand is how things got so messy. Like usually, wouldn't it go the other way? Like you'd start cleaning things up as the season goes along?
I don't know, man.
They peak at the wrong time. Like
I don't know.
I'm trying to figure this one out.
It's
they had a whole heck of a lot more talent than that team they played.
Chance to jump out on people and take a lead, and you let them hang around, and then you see what's happened.
Yeah.
First time Louisville is interceptions, 100%. Interceptions just killed you. And then this time around, just a disappointment of, and by the way, if I'm not mistaken, those interceptions, they didn't cost you any points, right? Is that what I saw?
In the SMU game?
Yeah.
Or the Louisville
game. I don't think they scored off any of them. But this
game, the SMU one,
this
one
game,
off JoJo's hands, that cost you a touchdown.
Yeah, next play.
Yeah.
But the frustrating is just there's things like you go back and you look at it and you go, what are you doing? Like the left tackle, who's probably going to end up, he's got one more year, right? Is he going to be here one more year, Bell? I mean, you can't teach the size that he has. That's one of the biggest men, right?
Yeah,
we've ever seen.
Yes.
Moves pretty good.
Yes.
But like just dumb penalties down the field. Like Mario kind of covered for him, saying, well, he's blocking a guy down the Mario. It's a pass play.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's not going to throw his guy under the bus, but
these things can't happen. They can't happen.
I just don't know how you explain going from that was their big thing too to start the season. Clean games. They weren't turning the ball over. They weren't committing penalties. And all of a sudden, when conference play starts, it's like there's a different team. That's what I can't. I don't know how you explain that.
And here recently in the last, well, honestly, they've played 2 really good quarters of football in the last 3 games. The second half against Stanford.
I know, but
what?
You got to consider the opponent, though, too, man.
Well, listen, just saying. I'm not saying you dominate, but you just go back and forth with them.
Okay, I think they were similar favorites in that game, if I'm not mistaken. They were double-digit favorites on Saturday.
And then the same pattern of losing to the same teams the same time, no matter how good you are. And listen, this clearly team outside of the quarterback, this team, even the receivers, I like this batch of receivers. They've gotten better, and it's a good group. It's deep. But overall, it
looks like C.J. Daniels going to be out for a bit.
A lot better. Team good. I want to see more JoJo Trader. I don't mean good. I'm sorry he's hurt because
I know what you mean.
Be drafted. I didn't mean
I know
good.
I got
hey, JoJo Trader needs to play and
He
hold
needs
on
to
to
hold
it.
on to the ball. Yeah,
made a nice touchdown to start the game and had a nice catch down the sideline, and then you have a chance to split the corner and the safety and a beautiful throw. I said this yesterday. Carson Beck, outside of the last throw of the game, which is the one everybody's going to remember, the interception in overtime, he played really well. I'm not saying it was great. It was good.
Really well is strong, but
what do you do? Every time you say that, what do you do wrong?
Because
was
really
it his fault, the
well-
short yardage? They got stopped
No,
in short yardage and
I'm
goal
not-
line.
First of all, relax. Second of all,
I think you just
to
say
to
things.
say
If I didn't
really
think you were
well-
just saying things.
but really well is a stretch, man. Come on.
What did he do wrong that was so wrong in
Joe,
the game?
if your
Tell me what he did wrong.
If your quarterback played really well, as you're putting it, I'm guessing you don't lose to SMU. So, I mean, come on, man. They put up 20 points. And I know it's not all his fault.
Tight end can't hold on to it.
I know. He got hit in the back. He dropped the ball.
Guy bounces one in between, another 20-yard play.
Mm-hmm.
Crossing route, he keeps alive over on the side. So right there, I've got him
Not
at
all
50
his
or
fault.
60. Not at all his
Not
fault,
at all his
period.
fault.
None. And then the penalties? Are you blaming him for the penalties? Huh?
No, but he didn't exactly go out there and make any extraordinary plays to win the game.
What?
He made a throw to lose the game. I'm just not. I look. Obviously, it's not all his fault, but he was okay, Joe. I wouldn't say he played
okay.
very well. I think he's a little strong.
He played well enough for them to win. He made the right throws, the right place, except for the last throw is a terrible throw. I mean, listen, you want Dogpile, make it sound like he threw 4 picks. Oh, you are. I mean, it's an easy one.
Okay.
No, it's an easy one because all you fans are like, well, this is good chance. There's something about the guy people don't like in general anyway, so it gives you a chance. Well,
And I'm not one of those guys.
Cam. Well, he's not Cam Ward. No.
Nice. You did it.
Yeah, he's not Cam Ward. He's not Cam Ward. He's not going to be the first pick. He's not. By the way, he's got to be, he's also got to learn when you say things to take the heat. He's still probably should have learned that in Georgia. All the things he'll be asked about when he does his interviews with the NFL, who's desperately looking, thirsty and hungry for quality quarterbacks. This league every year in the NFL is looking, and he hasn't helped the stock. He hasn't helped it, but I didn't think it was him, man. I'm rooting for the kid. I just feel he got a bad rap coming here from Georgia. Then he has that game. They go, oh, we know what that game is. We had some of those. So he throws 4 picks, and he wasn't good. I agree. I thought he bounced back, man. They should have had a lot more. Couldn't run the ball. Couldn't run it short yardage situations to keep the drives going. I don't know, man.
You agree it's different, though, now when these guys are getting paid, the amount of money they're getting paid?
No, you either play well or you don't play well.
No, but don't you agree that it's different the way that you handle college athletes? Like
yes,
5-10 years ago when they're
Yes.
playing for a scholarship, it's like
everybody knows.
we're not going to pile on the kids, but
everybody knows
he's
what
making
the
a lot of
quarterbacks
money.
are making, and he's one of the 4 or 5 highest paid quarterbacks in the country, along with a guy in Texas I know for sure is making a lot of money. Guy in Oklahoma is making a lot of money.
By the way, I don't know how good either of those two guys are. Talk about draftable quarterbacks. Jeez.
Yeah, but Arch is coming back.
Guy in Indiana might be the best of them.
I said that.
Yeah,
finally coming around.
Crazy.
Matter of fact, I said he'd
That's
be the
crazy,
first pick,
man.
and you did say what?
I'm fine with it if that's who you want.
No, I'm saying he might be the first.
You're good at this. You wanted who'd you want? Josh Allen. You said was good. You liked him. So you're quarterback scout.
Honestly,
by the way, I'd feel more comfortable with you picking the next quarterback than anyone they got over there.
I'm getting my stuff from somebody that I trust, that has seen him up close. And he tells me he likes him, whether it's Herbert or it's
I forgot
Josh.
about Herbert.
If he likes him and says, no problem, the guy can play, then I'm thinking he's watching everything and he's looking to see if the guy's got a little of what he had in him. And he goes, let's do it. So
why don't you use your intel and they let you make the pick?
First of all, I never come on and say that I would never be a good GM. If I was to keep track of everything that I liked, I would have been fired before 9 years for sure. I'd have been about a year. I couldn't draft.
Yeah, but they would have kept you around for a while.
Maybe if it's my man Tom Garfinkel, maybe I get 2 years. But he says, Joe, you're not very good.
I think we should give you 10 years to figure it out.
I'd be like everybody else, probably whiff. A guy do that fancy workout with a cannon, roll out one way and throw it the other way on a 75. Oh, that's our guy, my man. You got me on that workout. That workout at BYU. I mean, at whatever school it could be, that was the one. Hey, let's take a break here, man. I want to talk to you about Dr. Barry and his staff, man, doing great work. Hey, I want to talk to all the guys out there going through a little funk right now, off the road, going through some hard times in your life. Some things have turned south on you, whether it's a marriage, whether it's work, whether it's kids, whatever it is, it's got you maybe drinking too much or find yourself in a real serious funk, and everybody around you that cares about you has seen it. Hey, man, let's talk about some game changers on the field. There's one for mental health for you. Recovery Unplugged Behavioral Health has a beautiful mental health residential program in Fort Lauderdale. For 12 years, they've helped over 20,000 people heal with expert clinical team and their innovative treatments like ketamine, therapy for depression, anxiety, and trauma. If you or someone you love needs a winning strategy, need some help, call 954-737-4508. That's 954-737-4508 or visit recoveryunplugged.com. Everyone deserves a great season in life. Let this be yours. Recovery Unplugged. Heal out loud.
Okay.
Looks good.
Tennis weather, good.
We still got a shot to get that game in.
Excellent.
Little overcast, by the way. Tennis even better.
Yeah, that's good because you're not a big sunscreen guy, right?
No.
Yeah.
Don't give me a lecture, please. Yeah. No.
Well,
I'm not.
Do what you want.
I'm not, and I know it's bad for you. I know.
And you can't find a hat to fit your big fat head.
I wear a hat.
Really a problem.
I wear a hat. Not obviously big enough in some cases. Is there anything else you want to say?
Nope.
Okay, good.
Want to talk about the baseball thing again?
No, I'm not going to talk about the baseball. I'm done. I don't want to get going. You just let everybody
I hope
in.
they let all those guys in and you come in crying the next day.
I'm not going to cry. I don't care. At the end of the day, it's not going to affect my life. It's just
well, if you go to Cooperstown, you might be disgusted when you see Barry Bonds looking at you.
I'd be willing to bet, forget the writers, although I don't think he's got a lot of friends that are writers either, because I don't think there's first of all just people down on the whole steroid thing. No one, and then he lied about it and didn't come clean. And
allegedly.
Woody, do you think there's any chance he's admitted to being dirty, but he said it was an accident. He said a guy gave him something. His trainer, by the way. Remember that trainer? I think that trainer was willing to go to jail. Like he said, I will not testify against Barry. I said, damn, how much money did Barry give you, man? You're going to jail for not.
Maybe he just doesn't have it in him to be a rat.
Well, they're running around here. I can tell you that. The rats are here. Can't believe Lynn ratted me, man. He just ratted me. Can't believe Lynn.
Got to do what you got to do.
Apparently not overly happy with me as a host in the morning. So you're not getting it done. I got to go to corporate on you.
You're uncoachable.
Uncoachable. That's true, by the way. There's probably some truth to that.
We're like the Dolphins. We're going to work on leadership and
leadership
all that stuff. You got to look in the mirror.
Say the right things.
Yeah.
Say the right things. I need to say the right things sometimes.
You really do. You look in that mirror, man.
I'm working. Should I tell the story what happened or no? Nah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we got a couple minutes. Go ahead.
I cursed a few times, and I apologized to everybody that I offended. I didn't realize the dump button.
You didn't apologize.
No, I didn't realize the dump button wasn't working. And so I'm waiting to find out what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I clearly said, and I apologize to anybody offended. If you didn't hear it, I said the S word twice. And
for your punishment, they're going to send you to Spain for a week to watch the Dolphins play the Commanders.
Without pay or with pay? That's
Does
a big
it matter?
difference. Yeah, it matters. It always
it's tough
matters.
either way, bro. Even if the checks are clearing, that's going to be a tough one.
Hey, how many days you going to Madrid? All right, you'll miss 4 days of work. All right, you're suspended. That's not funny. It's not funny, actually.
Yeah.
Nothing funny about it. I just couldn't believe why wouldn't you just when did this going straight to corporate? Corporate's going to be mad.
Mm-hmm.
And they feel they have to do something.
Maybe they make an example out of you at this point.
By the way, I might not be alone there.
That's true.
There won't be so
a lot of us.
Won't be so funny if you're with me.
That's true. You'll give me a good severance package, won't you?
Why didn't you hit the dump button?
That's true. Well, I did. Whoops.
Didn't work. It's working now.
We'll get him next time.
Let's try one. You want to try one? Let's do it.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and go all in this time and give us a worse word?
No, I'm not doing that because that thing's not working.
Go C word this time?
The what word?
C?
No. That would do it.
That could be the end of you.
I'm guessing the C word, the F word, combination of both. if you want to put them together, not good.
All right.
Not good.
All right. Let's he might be driving in right now. I don't want to get in more trouble.
So we've got
he just texted me meeting in his office after.
Good. You go and tell him I couldn't make it.
You never make it.
Hey, so anyway, we've got coming up here. What are we now? About 7 hours away, a little more than 7 hours away from the trade deadline. I guess the number one guy for me is Minkah Fitzpatrick. Is he going to be here? Number two would be Bradley Chubb because everybody's looking for pass rushers. I don't know if there's anybody else. I don't. Again, everybody's trying to get a bargain. Everybody's trying to upgrade their team. All the good teams that have a chance in the playoffs right now, but have a chance to make the playoffs, trying to upgrade their teams. But they're not going to just give you. They understand how important draft picks are, so you're not going to get a lot. So what the Dolphins are going to do looks like throwing in some money, which I did not know until this morning that we actually threw in some money. So that's I guess Mr. Ross obviously signs off on these deals and with the money involved too. And we're looking for draft picks, man. We are. We're not the only ones. I'm guessing the Titans are looking for them. All the bad teams are going the best way to get this thing turned around, especially if you're going to take a big salary cap hit with dead money, is draft picks, man. Best way to go. We got a 1, we got a 2, we got 3 third-round picks, a 4th, a 5th, and a 7th as of right now. So anyway, speaking of all that, that was my teaser because we're going to have Omar Kelly, Miami Herald Dolphins columnist. When we come back, we'll talk to Omar, get his take on the team and being at camp and what we can look forward to over the next 8 weeks. And today with the trade deadline coming up at 4 o'clock. Coming up next.